What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along. And today is a big game in the Premier League. Arsenal against Newcastle, two of the teams in the top four. And who would have thought it? You know, remember the game at the back end of last season? And, you know, now we are title challengers. Newcastle up in the top four. Massive game. Looking forward to it. And listen, I'm excited and nervous about this game at the same time. I can't lie, people. So, yeah, massive game for Arsenal Football Club. First game of the new year. Happy New Year to everyone. Hoping for a better new year than last year. Last year was a great year, I can't lie. But 2023, even better. So big up to everyone else. Hope you have a great and healthy new year yourselves, people. Let's be honest. If Arsenal are going to have any chance of winning the Premier League this season, these are the kind of games you have to win. You've got to collect 3 points against Newcastle. Newcastle having a fantastic season, but I would still like to believe that we should be beating these. When I think about it, you know what? I've only just realised this is the game that actually made me rip the shirt apart last season. I've only just realised. It was Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah, Callum Wilson's tooth was hanging out. Do you know what? We more than owe these lot one. You forced me to rip my shirt, people. It will not happen this year. It's a button up. We're top of the league. And inflation is very real. No more ripping shirts. But we definitely owe Newcastle a beating after what they did to us last season, demolishing our top four hopes. So, listen, big up to each and every one of you tuned in. Anyway, hope you are well. And I'm looking forward to this game, but I'm going to be honest, a little bit nervous as well. Beresford Productions, new champ for Liverpool. Don't cry for disallowed goals, because we'll let you score again. We'll let you score again. The Scousers are going to come for you, Beresford, you know, I can't lie. Bad result for Liverpool, obviously getting beaten by Brentford, even with no Ivan Toney, which I really didn't expect that to happen. But another good result for Arsenal, although we've got a massive points gap on Liverpool now. Yeah, it's true. Listen, shirt-ripping season, man. I'm telling you, no more shirts. I keep it here. I'm going to give this away at the end of the season, I think. We give it away just for banter. Look at this. Look at the pain of that. Look what you did to me there. We've come a long way. The shirt's buttoned up neatly now. I think I gave Arsenal an idea there. Open plan shirt. Go straight from the game straight to the nightclub, no problem. But we've come a long way. And I remember last year, Joel Linton just bullying us off the pitch. None of that this year. We're a different team. We're a different unit. We have to beat Newcastle today and show them what is what. They had a difficult result of the weekend. Drew 0-0 with Leeds. We need to show them what time it is. Big up, Brian. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Big up, C-Unit from Brooklyn. BK in the building. Ready to go 10 clear. Keep the shirt in one piece. Let's get the car park to the carpet ASAP. Yeah, listen, our times change, man. We are going to talk transfers as we have, over half an hour till kickoff. So, yeah, big up to you. Brooklyn in the building. New York in the building. Appreciate your support as always. Fitz, hope you're well, bro. I haven't heard from you in a while. He said, here's to a great 2023 to all. Tonight's game is monumental. Winning, it's unbelievable. 10 points clear. Stunning. Come on, you Gunners. And do you know what? It's unbelievable, isn't it? If we win tonight, 10 points clear of Manchester City. Obviously, they will have a game in hand. But the game in hand is against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which is still a tough game, even with them out of town. Mickey said, started my first day of work today. They want me back. Hopefully, Arsenal can end the night on a high. Big up yourself, man. Well done on your new job. Big up McLovin. Hey, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? Manchester City fan, you're chasing after us. Let's hope we can handle the heat. Let's talk team lineups. Let's talk team lineups, people. It's quite simple for Arsenal. No changes whatsoever. I didn't expect any changes, and we didn't get any. And I think that's the right team from Mikel Arteta. Ramsdale in goal. Don't think he was at his best against Brighton. But I wouldn't say any of the goals were his fault. He just didn't fill me with as much optimism when he was coming for crosses. But he continues. Ben White at right back, who was superb. And I think we saw how good he was once Tomiyasu came on and Matoma was ripping him apart. So Ben White continues at right back. I'd say along with Saliba, he's been our best defender this season, although Gabriel has played well in the last few weeks. Zinchenko continues at left back. Thought he did really well, stepped into midfield well. Let's be honest, He's going to have defensively one of his most difficult games of the season tonight. You wouldn't have said this a year or two ago, but Almiron against Zinchenko is going to be a very big test for him. Almiron, let's be honest, is one of the most informed wingers in the Premier League at the moment. So a big test for Zinchenko. Saliba and Gabriel at centre-back. I think Gabriel's been excellent in the last few weeks. Really stepped up. Saliba, as I said on the show the other day when we reviewed the game, I think he's genuinely lost fitness and lost confidence. I think 6 weeks at the World Cup and playing just 20 minutes, you can train every day, but I think his match fitness has dropped. I also think his confidence levels have dropped due to the fact that Deschamps basically never picked him. So he needs to lift himself up tonight, Saliba. We need a solid performance, no mistakes. Has made a couple mistakes the last 2 games. Let's hope he has a solid performance. Xhaka and Partey in the middle, absolutely solid. Both of them. I think Thomas Partey's playing his best football since he's been at Arsenal. Martin Odegaard, the captain. I would say, again with him, this is the best Martin Odegaard I've seen since he's been at Arsenal. He's in the form of his career and he's leading by example. I questioned him a number of times as captain because of games like this last season where he was bullied by Joe Linton and Guimaraes and players like that. Can we see that turn around today and he bosses this game again for us today? Saka and Martinelli, what do I need to say that hasn't been said about those two? They're absolutely outrageous at the moment. They're pretty much unplayable. I expect Saka to cause problems to Dan Burn, who I called a giant sloth when he played for Brighton. And I expect him to make him look like a giant sloth today as well. Although Dan Burn has performed a lot better for Newcastle, I think Saka will rip him apart. I believe Dan Burn's like 6'5". He's the tallest fullback in the Premier League. He's not the quickest. And I think Saka should be targeting Dan Burn today. 100% should be targeting him. Martinelli on the left, who I think is just brilliant. He'll have a good go against Trippier. I'm sure he can cause him problems. And Eddie Nketiah through the middle, who I've had to withdraw my previous thoughts and feelings about and give him a fair judgment off what's happening now. Do I think he's the answer? No, I don't. But ultimately, 2 goals in 2 starts deserves massive credit when you think Jesus hadn't scored for 10 games. So big up Eddie, and let's hope he gets another goal tonight, people. Samuel saying, Ronaldo saying I had a lot of offers is like me telling my wife I had a lot of girlfriends and I settled for you. Oh, dear Samuel. I did hear that from Ronaldo. And I have to admit, when I heard it, I thought, not sure they were the major clubs in those countries, though, that were trying to sign you. He's cashed out. Just say that you've cashed out. We'll respect it, but he's going to play the political game. It is what it is. He's no longer solar guard. He's doing it in the cold. I'm telling you, he must have a radiator in the car now or something. I don't know what's going on. Dan Burn is Mertesacker Mark II. Listen, target the living daylights out of Dan Burn. I know Newcastle fans actually quite like him because he's an all action. He gives everything, but he's the weakness in that back four. 100%. He's very slow on the turn. If Saka can isolate Dan Burn, we can cause major problems to him tonight. I'm telling you. And even Trippier at right back, who has improved over his career. I think Martinelli can cook Trippier. I've got to be honest. So our fullbacks again will be our wingers. Will be the key to us outpacing and outperforming their defence. Loving the respect for Eddie. Yeah, listen, sometimes, and even with myself, it's all part of growing up, innit? We always learn every day. Sometimes you've got to forget you've got to put aside what you thought about Eddie previously. Me, I've just always had this belief that Eddie's not good enough, but ultimately, you can prove people wrong. And I think since he's come into the side the last few games, he's looked a very competent striker for us. So I've got to judge him off what I see rather than what I thought. Because as I said before, I thought Granit Xhaka should have left 3 years ago. I'm now saying he's somebody that has to start. So things can change. So I have to give Eddie his flowers, man. He's done well the last 2 games. But the one thing I always say with Eddie and players like this, when the level goes up, can your level go up? No disrespect to West Ham. They've been pretty poor. Brighton, he did well against Brighton. Brighton are a better team. But we're going up another level tonight. We play Manchester United next week and Tottenham, sorry. As much as we don't really rate them teams, we know that that is a more difficult test. So my question is, when Eddie came in last season, I think he scored 6 goals, 7 goals. He did well. When we played Newcastle, when we played Tottenham and those games, he didn't really perform. This will be a tougher test for him against Botman and Shaw, who are quite physical. LD Phoenix said, yeah, just like me and the manager, 100%. You know me, people. Anybody who watches this channel, I wanted Arteta gone, like more than gone. But he's proving me wrong and he's proving other people wrong. And we're here for it. If it's to the benefit of our football club, no problem. I hold my hands up. No problem. If Arteta wins the title, I'll be the first to say, I got it wrong. And but we're happy for that, as long as it benefits our club, we're good to go. The Arsenal bench, Matt Turner, Butler, Holding, Tomiyasu, Tierney, El Neni, Vieira, Lokonga, and Marquinhos. As I keep saying, people, park bench settings, it's not the best. Interesting, people, that Cedric is the one player that's been replaced on the bench for Butler, and it's believed that Cedric is in talks to join Fulham, although at the moment Fulham apparently don't want to pay his full wage. It would be a 6-month loan. He earns around £70,000 a week, so it looks as if Cedric is probably on his way to Fulham, with the fact that he's come off the bench when he apparently trained yesterday. So it looks as if Cedric could be on his way out. The bench is still not good enough, especially attacking areas. If we were drawing or losing, how many of these players are you confident can come off the bench and win us the game? Not enough. We desperately need Smith Rowe back, and we need another couple of signings. We need Gabriel Jesus back as well, people. Lawrence said, man said, more than gone. No, I didn't just want him gone. I wanted him more than gone. Do you know what I mean? But hey, we're here for the comeback. The comeback's greater than the setback. Looks like Cedric's on his way. I mean, listen, no disrespect to Cedric. I met him in the petrol station. He was a cool guy, but I'm still trying to figure out how he got a 3-year contract after getting released by Southampton. Brown envelopes, Raul Sanelli did that deal. I think envelopes got exchanged in that one. I've got no idea. He's not terrible, but 3-year deal on 70 grand. Do me a favour. Wasim said, Big C worrying that Saka and Saliba are 1 yellow card away from a ban. And I obviously got this wrong. The rule changed last year. If you got 5 yellow cards in the Premier League and the next game was an FA Cup game, then you would miss the FA Cup game or the Carabao Cup game. The Premier League changed it so that now whatever competition you receive the ban in, you miss that competition. So Arsenal's next game is Oxford United in the FA Cup. But if they got the 5th yellow card tonight, they would miss the North London derby. Saliba and Saka on 4 yellow cards. So I am nervous about that. I can't lie. As much as Tottenham are struggling and, I don't want to be going... Because if Saka doesn't play, who plays right wing at the moment? Probably Fabio Vieira. It's just not the same level. And if Saliba comes out, who plays centre-back? Bob Boldin. I can't even call him Bob Boldin no more. He's got more hair than me. But... yeah, that is a worry for Arsenal tonight, and I really hope those two can get through without getting a yellow card, because as I said, Saliba and Saka, 1 yellow card away from suspension. They would miss the North London derby, which is a big, big worry. Hopefully we get Mudryk in by then, people saying. Dr. Amino, Big C, are we in the title race? 100%. We're 7 points clear. It's in our hands at the end of the day. It's just if we're good enough to maintain it, and there's a long way to go. I know it's a very cliche and philosophy thing to say. We genuinely have to take it one game at a time. We're not even halfway through the season yet. Temp said, I like Cedric, but we're coming into a new age and a new adventure that requires a new set of skills. The peaceful parting is welcome. I hear you on that. And this is part of football, and Arsenal fans will have to understand as well, we're going to reach a point where certain people can't continue on that journey because Champions League title challenge and all that sort of stuff, you ain't going to get away with certain level of players. So, yeah, I agree. I think the peaceful parting is welcome. In our hands, PTSD loading. If you notice with me, at the moment, I'm saying very little about winning the title, winning the Premier League, getting excited. You won't hear me say anything like that. It's way too early. Things can change very quick one way or another. And that's the crazy thing about football. You figure out who's going to win the league in March, April, May. And we've got a long way to go. We're not even halfway. You look at our next three games: Newcastle, Man United, and Tottenham in the Premier League. A lot can change. Hopefully, we hold it together. A win tonight puts us 10 points clear of City, and then they play Chelsea at the Bridge on Thursday. Do you think Tierney is honestly in Arteta's plans, says Smokey? I think he's in his plans, but he's not his first choice left back. And actions speak louder than words. All you have to do is look at it. Every time Zinchenko's fully fit, he starts. It's as simple as that. Zinchenko can step into midfield and play. Kieran Tierney can't do that. Kieran Tierney is an orthodox, natural left back, a defender. He'll hit the byline, put crosses in. Probably a better defender than Zinchenko, but he wants a fullback like what Pep Guardiola play with, who can step into the middle and play. So there may come a time where Kieran Tierney wants to, change clubs, unfortunately, because he may feel that he's too good to be second choice at Arsenal. But hopefully with enough games, you can keep him happy, give him Europa League, this, that, the other. But, he paid 30 million for Zinchenko. He would have had to convince him to leave Man City. And part of that would have been that you get first team football. So he's in his plans, but he's not first choice. I think that's clear. E. Ross, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, just want to wish everyone a happy new year. Please play for Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin. People love you all, and come on, you Gunners. I heard, was this the player who collapsed? I didn't actually know his name, but I did see a story about it. Hopefully, he recovers in good health. The game is on at 8 o'clock. Sorry, 7:45 kickoff it is. 7:45 kickoff. Do a Newcastle accent. Boy, I'll have to think about that one. Have I got a Newcastle accent? I'll try and figure it out. Ian said Zinni over and above Tierney. Let's go through the Newcastle team. Nick Pope in goal. Trippier at right back, former Tottenham player. Always going to be fired up for a game against Arsenal. Dan Burn at left back, who for me, said it before and I say it again, target Dan Burn at all costs. I've seen Saka rip this guy apart when he was at Brighton. And we need to go for him again. He's slow. He's definitely he looks like a centre back playing at left back, to be honest. Geordie Shaw, why I man, Alan Shearer man, Santiago Munez. That's about the best I've got, people. I'm telling you, not too strong with the Geordie accent still, but we can throw a few words in there. Botman and Shaw at centre back, who have been good this season. I can't lie. Botman has been solid. Longstaff, former Arsenal player Joe Willock, who's going to be absolutely fired up for this game against his old club. Obviously at the Emirates, I'm sure he'll get a good reception, but it is what it is. Bruno Gomes, who, listen, for me, I think Edu has got a lot of things right since he's been at Arsenal, but I think this one was one that was horribly wrong. We should have signed Bruno Gomes last January. I think he's a fantastic player. And if he eventually does leave Newcastle, they are going to get big money for him. Very, very, very good player who we should have signed. Joe Linton, who's, have you seen a bigger turnaround since Bruce Jenner? I mean, this guy was a meme of a striker. Literally couldn't hit a barn door from yards out. He was terrible. Put him in midfield and the man is an absolute tank. He ripped us apart last season. But I'm hoping, we get revenge at the Emirates. Almiron as well. I mean, geez, this guy, he was literally doing nothing there, really. He's now one of the most informed wingers in the league. Probably with Saka and Salah, probably been the best right winger in the Premier League this season. So, heck of a player at the moment. Callum Wilson up front. Last time he played against us, his tooth was hanging out, and it was a pretty toothless performance from Arsenal. So hopefully we improve today. Their bench, Dubravko, they've recalled from Man United, apparently on his way to Leicester. Murphy, Ritchie, Lascelles, Lewis, Manquillo, Chris Wood, St. Maximum on the bench, and Anderson. So, St. Maximum is definitely a weapon to come off the bench. Gucci headband, Alan Saint Maximum, as they call him. Anyway, people, this is a big game, but let's talk transfers. We've still got over 20 minutes until kickoff. Didn't do a show today, so I thought I would save it for the start of this game. Amsel, thank you for the super chat. Back again to your podcast for tonight's match. Arsenal win, both teams to score, and Martinelli is bagging tonight. I'm confident the wingers will do it again, people. Let's talk about this man. Let's talk about this man. For those who aren't watching the screen and are listening in, we are talking about João Felix. Now, an interesting one on Sky Sports today, for anybody that listened to their transfer update, is they're saying now that Arsenal are the clear favourites to bring João Felix to the Premier League due to the fact Manchester United, surprisingly enough, I don't know how much truth there is in this, but they reckon Manchester United are inquiring to sign Olivier Giroud, former Arsenal player, on a 6-month loan from AC Milan. Manchester United being linked with Olivier Giroud, which on one hand, I'm kind of like, you're signing one of our leftovers who's 36. But then on the other hand, he is a superb hold-up player who could be very useful for players like Rashford and that, who, because he's link-up play, you've seen it for France when you put pace around him. So they're saying Manchester United don't want to pay big money for a striker, and Chelsea are concentrating on signing Enzo Fernandez, who's going to cost them about £100 million. Arsenal are clear favourites, and according to Sky, they are saying that Arsenal want to sign Felix and Mudryk, and that if Atletico agree to an option to buy and a lower loan fee, Arsenal could get this deal done. Now, I'm going to be totally honest. If we sign Mudryk and João Felix, I'm telling you now, I'll meet you at the Armoury, 9 a.m, and bring your cards, and I'm swiping in that shop. If they get João Felix and Mudryk, I'm telling you, I'm coming out of the Armoury looking like Ty. Headphones, hat, t-shirt, boxers, socks, the whole lot. I'm buying all of it. If you get João Felix with an option to buy, and you get Mudryk, and you get a centre midfielder, I said the other day, you got to slap Pep Guardiola around his head. That is a backhand across the face if you get this. I'm telling you. I'm kind of holding it down with the transfers because I don't buy into Arsenal and transfer business. We've been here too many times before. If you get João Felix to the carpet, I'm telling you now, we are an absolute problem in my opinion. I think he would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal. So Sky are saying Arsenal are the clear favourites. Chelsea are going to spend 100 million on Enzo Fernandez. And Man United have inquired for Olivier Giroud, which is a bit of a shock. But we've seen United do these kind of transfers before. They signed years ago. They signed Henrik Larsson on loan. Who's the Nigerian striker, man, who they signed? Who used to play for Watford. I forget his name. But I remember Solskjaer got him on loan for a little bit. The roof's leaking, man. I'm telling you, the roof's leaking. They can't sign him. Apparently, Giroud hasn't signed the extension just yet. Igalo, that's it, Igalo, which was an even crazier signing. Amsel said will be a good signing. Felix, I think Mudryk. Oh, you put Mudryk, but yeah, there is a lot more players out there half the age are doing well. Mudryk, not Modric. Machego said, big game, can't wait for a physical game. Come on, you Gunners. Can't wait for this game, honestly. I'm a little bit nervous about this game. Mass Darrell, big up, Big C, am I late? Big up from Chicago, Chi-Town in the building. Nah, man, you ain't late, bro, don't worry. 7:45 kickoff, still got about, 18 minutes. Big up, Polymation, hope you're well, bro. I'm worried about Newcastle's midfield. And ambient guitar music, thank you for the donation as well, really appreciate it. How interesting would it be if Olivier Giroud went to Manchester United? I'm just thinking he would actually be pretty good for them. Cavani as well. You know, United have done these kind of strange short-term loan deals over the past few years. They don't seem to want to spend big money in January, and because their owners are selling, I don't know if they're looking to go big. So Giroud to Manchester United, people. Could be happening. Christian said we need to sign Arteta's backup dancer quickly. Oh, dear me. Ambient guitar. Come on, you Gunners. Love this club through thick and thin. We're here, people. We're always here. Falcao as well. Yeah, another one. Most of them loans have failed, really. Probably Henrik Larsson was the best one. Big up Reedy, who said, big up Big C. Happy New Year, people. All the best to C Unit. Come on, you Gunners. But João Felix, Arsenal, apparently, according to reports, clear favourites to get him in. Personally, I would be very excited about that one. If we manage to get him in. What about the Twins? Yeah, remember the Twins, man, the Brazilian Twins. Smash the likes on the video, people. Can we hit 3,000 likes? We got fantastic numbers on the game the other day against Brighton. Nearly 70,000 views, 3,000 likes, magnificent support. And let's hope we can get that today. I would say this is an even bigger game than the other day, I'm going to be honest. So let's hope we win this game, and yeah, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about the other transfer, and of course, listen, we all know the other one. It's as if we would do a transfer show without talking about this guy. Will he ever actually be an Arsenal player? I'm sure he'll put up a picture at some stage today, watching the game, saying, "Oh, what a manager" or something. Ben Jacobs, and by the way, I'm doing a show with Ben Jacobs this week. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be a pre-recorded show. So I'll put something up on the community page. The show will be on Friday. And if you guys want to get some questions in, at the end of the show, I'll ask him some questions. I'll read out your names and do it like that. And then I'll put it out over the weekend. He obviously interviewed Mudryk at the end of last season, so I'm hoping he gives me a bit of an inside scoop. But he said Mykhailo Mudryk wants Arsenal, and there's optimism. An agreement will be reached for well under Shakhtar's 100 million public valuation. Arsenal's second bid for just under 70 million euros is still being assessed. There is likely to be verbal back and forth to finesse it. Shakhtar want more up front. It looks as if we offer 55 million euros up front, they will accept this offer. It sounds as if just under 70 million euros is acceptable. Is acceptable for Shakhtar Donetsk. It's just a case of how much money they get up front. They want 55 million euros up front with 15 in add-ons. Chelsea hanging around in the background. Why? Why are Chelsea trying all of a sudden get him? I don't understand Chelsea at times, but they are a money machine. But I don't get it. Do they even need him? Got Raheem Sterling, Ziyech, Pulisic, but yeah, apparently Chelsea waiting in the background just in case we don't sign him. Luke Crow said, big love, Big C. I can't help but feel we're paying mad money for Mudryk. Sinistero went for 22 million. Liverpool signed Diaz for 50. Why so much? I think he's overpriced. Got to be honest. I think he's overpriced. But what clubs do is we're looking at Diaz, which I think makes a lot of sense, that kind of deal to compare it to. But on the flip side, if you're the selling club, you're going to compare it to Anthony at Manchester United at 90 million, who was relatively unproven at the top level. You look at Jack Grealish. I know he was proven in the Prem, but he hadn't played in Europe. He wasn't starting for England. He cost 100 million at the age of 27. So the selling club will refer to the more expensive ones. The buying club will refer to Gakpo and Diaz and those deals. So I think it will end up somewhere in the middle. Ian's right. Shakhtar know that we're desperate. We sold Pepe or loaned him out. We didn't replace him. And you've almost got to admire the strength of Shakhtar, I've got to be honest, because they're playing in a league that's not a particularly big league. And a lot of clubs would have crumbled and said, what, 50 million euros, take him. He's come through their youth system. Do you know what I mean? For them to stand there and go, well, you know what? If this ain't 70, 80 million euros with 55 million up front, you're not getting him. So you have to admire them from a selling point of view. Very frustrating when you're trying to buy the player, of course. Chris said, Curtis, no cap, I'd take Giroud at Man United. As I said, people, Man United apparently have inquired about a loan deal for Olivier Giroud. Big up my brother Fran in the chat. He said, big up the community, hit the likes. I'm feeling a good win if we get on the front foot. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Doing some great work on there with the crypto and all of the financial advice. Chelsea will pay the price they want, but more for them. You have to wonder, you know, are Chelsea just doing this to be awkward, just to drive up the price? Remember in the summer, we was all over Rafinha. Next minute, Chelsea threw an offer in for Rafinha, and they still didn't get him. He went to Barcelona anyway. And then now we want Mudryk. Oh, Chelsea want Mudryk. You know, it's like, well, I don't know what their problem is. But this is an interesting one, and I think the good thing about this, to give you a positive, is KT here said Shakhtar are owned by the richest man in the Ukraine. They don't need the money. Fair enough. I think the interesting thing about this is that Shakhtar haven't rejected the deal. They rejected the first offer within about half a day. It came out that that offer had been rejected. Now with this offer, Shakhtar have not rejected it. It sounds like they've said, okay, we're happy with the amount that you're offering. We just need more of it up front. You can't get us on some Klarna business. You know, we need 55 million. If you drop 15 in add-ons, then you can take him. So I think this deal's getting close. I'm sure he'll be putting pictures up of Arsenal tonight on his social media somewhere and capping for Arsenal even more. So there's your transfer news. Obviously, we'll be back on tomorrow afternoon as well. We'll review the game and hopefully we'll hear some more transfer news. Yeah, man are saying Chelsea are just copying our homework, man. I don't know what's wrong with them. You got this big, you know, scouting base and all this money and every player. They even tried to sign Gabriel Jesus, remember? They tried to sign Jesus. You know, they're just copying us right now. Anyway, 10 minutes until kickoff. Let's forget transfers. Let's look ahead to this game because let's be honest, what happens in this game is going to affect the mood massively for how we move forward. We got an FA Cup game next Monday against Oxford, and obviously Manchester City go to Stamford Bridge on Thursday. And you're right, Ish, on Thursday, something I never thought that would happen, but Arsenal will be supporting Chelsea on Thursday night against Man City. But who would have thought a victory tonight would put us 10 points clear of Manchester City and would definitely create a little bit of pressure. Let's look at the table. I'm going to zoom in. If your team aren't in the top 7, then my apologies. We can't force you on the screen. And I'm not prepared to accept the cookies to find teams like Chelsea and so on and so forth, people. But Arsenal, top of the league, on fire, loving life, 40 goals, 14 conceded, the second best defence in the Premier League. Interesting, though, that the team with the best defence in the Premier League is the team that we are playing tonight. Newcastle have conceded just 11 goals in 17 games. That is unbelievable defending by a team that, you know, were struggling at points last season. Their defence is really solid. They've won 9 games out of 17. Interesting, though, that they've drawn 7 games out of 17. So they do draw. They drew with Leeds at the weekend. And let's hope their confidence is down a bit. But Callum Wilson is back. He was on the bench at the weekend. But Arsenal, as I said, 5 wins out of their last 5 Premier League games. We are the form team in the Premier League. Second top scorers, second best defence. 14 wins out of 16. An absolutely incredible start to the season. One that I could have never imagined. But the difference between a good start and turning this into, you know, an unforgettable season is going to be about what happens in the next few months. We're not in those rounds yet. You know, like in a boxing fight, you know, usually you bet on like round 6, round 7 for a knockout. You know, we're not even in those rounds yet. Those rounds come in, you know, February, March, April, when you've got a European game midweek, then a big game at the weekend, and injury problems and things like that. This is still early days, which is why I keep saying, enjoy where we are, Arsenal fans, but just don't get carried away too much with it. There's a long, long way to go. But what we want to do is create a bigger gap and a bigger gap on Manchester City and try and get us to that point where Pep's kind of thinking, I kind of feel like Manchester City are more motivated when it's them and Liverpool going for the title, if I'm being totally honest. This is what I'm hoping goes in our favour this season. I think Pep and Klopp have built up this rivalry. There's a lot of respect, but I think when those two are going for the title, it's kind of relentless. Where I feel like if you said to Pep, if you don't win the title this season, what team would you want to win the league? He would say Arsenal because he loves Arteta. He loves our style of football. I don't feel like it would hurt Pep that much because Pep would still be like, well, that's the guy that I created. He would still get huge credit for it. Don't get me wrong. Pep still wants to win the league. He's not here to lose. But I feel like this would be the one that wouldn't hurt him as much. And let's be honest, he wants that Champions League. He did an interview last week and he said Manchester City need to win the Champions League for them to go to that next level. And that's what I'm trying to sort of play on. If we can win today, 10 points clear, hopefully City go to Chelsea and drop points on Thursday, and then there's a 10-point gap. Arsenal then have an FA Cup game, and let's go into the transfer market and go and bring some quality players in. So that's my theory that I'm hoping for. But listen, this is Pep Guardiola, and they've got Haaland and De Bruyne, and them guys might see it a lot different. George G said, Big C, would you sacrifice the FA Cup to win the Premier League? Absolutely, 100 million%. However, I wouldn't want us to get knocked out of the FA Cup. I'm saying if we're getting to the latter stages of the season and the squad is stretched and we're in the FA Cup and we're in the Europa League and we're top of the Prem, I wouldn't be having a meltdown if we came out of the FA Cup, you know. I would rather we really went for the title. And at the moment, I would say we don't have the squad to really go and win all three of those, unless we do a madness in this one. I would rather go for the Europa League and the Premier League, you know. Ivan said, Curtis, Chelsea spent 300 million in the summer. They've already signed Nkunku and Badiashile from Monaco and Fofana for 120, and they will sign Fernandez and Costa for 170. Where is FFP? Listen, we know that FFP can be manipulated. You know, it's very easy to manipulate, which is why PSG are paying people a fortune. Chelsea have had bans. You know, Man City were going to get banned. They turned up with 20 lawyers that day and said, I don't know if you really want to do this. And they dropped the case. So it is what it is, people, you know. There are ways to manipulate. Financial fair play is a bit of a joke. MO7 said, I will go for the league, I'm sure. For sure. Fraser said, I feel differently than most. I would sack off the Europa League before the FA Cup. Winning the double would be amazing. I just think with Arsenal, because we haven't won a European trophy for over 2 decades, I think winning the Europa League for Arsenal would be bigger than winning the FA Cup. I hear what you're saying, though. A double would be brilliant, but I think most Arsenal fans would be more than happy to just collect that Premier League, you know. Jashar said, big up Curtis, tonight will be our toughest game of the season. My guy Willock returning on smoke. I would still say Man United away was a tougher game, not because they're a better team, but just because Old Trafford, the pace on the counter-attack, I think we played into their hands and we should have beaten Manchester United, actually. But I know what you're saying. You know, it's a very tough game. The players are out on the pitch. Let's get this off the table. Listen, I'll be honest. I am really looking forward to this game, but also a little bit nervous about this game because very quickly things can change in football. It's fine margins in football. And when you look at it, right, if we were to win, we're 10 points clear of Manchester City, which is an unbelievable gap. If we lose, we're 7 points clear. They have a game in hand. They win their game in hand and it's 4 points. And all of a sudden, your comfy gap has disappeared. Fine margins. These are games you'll look back on in a few months' time and you go, remember that win in the rain against Newcastle when you ground out a victory. And these are kind of wins that we've got to win, people. 3,000 of you in the chat. Amazing support as always. 50 of you on Twitch. Make sure you lick that like button and subscribe. Give me your score predictions, people. I think this is one of the biggest games of the season. And I'm going for a win. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Arsenal. I think it'll be a close game. But I think we're going to win this game. The Emirates is full to the brim. The atmosphere looks brilliant. Beresford's going 3-2. Trident 2-1. Scott's going for 4-1. Lassie 4-1. TM's going for a 1-1 draw. Jay Muller says 2-0. Kevin's going for 2-1. That guy says 2-2. Frosty said 3-1 to the Arsenal. Smart Cookie said 3-1. Halby says 3-2 to Newcastle. Boo. Good morning, Tokyo Guna. MD says 2-1 to the Gunners. And Rory's going for 4-0 to Arsenal. I'm telling you now, 4-0 will be celebrating. Batson's going for 5-1. Chris said, Curtis, we struggled against Newcastle. They are the real deal. Polymation's going for 2-0 to the Gunners. And Culture Mark says 3-0 to the Arsenal. We are overdue a clean sheet. Miguel Almiron, in his previous 4 seasons, 9 goals. In 17 games this season, he scored 9 goals. What a turnaround that is. And a player that many people felt like was kind of going nowhere at Newcastle, all of a sudden looks like a top quality winger. And as I said, it's going to be a real test of Zinchenko tonight up against Miguel Almiron. Zinchenko's going to have to get some help from Martinelli. Players are in the circle. Big game. Arsenal against Newcastle. I think we're going to beat them. I think our wingers are going to be too much for their fullbacks. I don't think Trippier and Dan Burn are going to deal with Martinelli and Saka. Their midfield, one thing I say about their midfield, they've got power and they've got energy. Joe Willock, we know. I saw a stat that Joe Willock's one of the best dribbling centre midfielders in the Premier League. He makes the most ground on the ball. Quite a quick runner. Joe Linton is a tank in midfield. And Bruno Guimaraes, a player that we should have signed, in my opinion. But our midfield are performing. They're on form. And here we go, people. Massive game. Arsenal against Newcastle. Newcastle to get us underway. And we are underway, people. Massive game for Arsenal Football Club. Can we go 10 points clear ahead of Pep Guardiola's Manchester City? Come on! Come on, you Gunners. Let's do this. We are underway, people. Newcastle with the long ball goes straight to Ramsdale. Massive game for the Gunners. Kimani, I agree. They're no pushovers. But if I'm Martinelli, I think I can get at Trippier. And if I'm Saka, you can definitely get at Dan Burn. He's very good in the air. He's very strong, but he's very slow as well. And can be got at, that is for sure. I'm nervous. I can't lie. I'm a bit nervous. Arsenal on the ball. That's got to be a foul, surely, on Eddie Nketiah near the halfway line. Free kick to Arsenal. We're going to have to be up for it. William Saliba made a silly mistake against Brighton. He needs to be better today. Xhaka gives away a free kick there to Newcastle. Come on, Arsenal. North London forever around the Emirates there. You know my opinion on that song. Maybe I'll enjoy it if we win the title and we're singing North London forever. These streets are our own. It don't connect with me. Maybe it ain't got the history yet. Free kick to Newcastle. Around 40 odd yards out, but they've thrown the centre backs into the area. First test for Arsenal. We definitely need the war songs, man. I'm telling you. Chris said he'd take Odegaard over Griezmann. Free kick whipped in. Gabriel heads it away. Good defending there. And Newcastle have possession back. The one thing about this Newcastle team now that is different, they're offside now, actually. It's a free kick to Arsenal on the edge of their own box. One thing that's different about Newcastle now, they try and keep the ball a lot more. Before, with the likes of St. Maximum, they'd hit you on the counter-attack. Now they're actually trying to keep possession and play with the likes of Bruno Guimaraes. So we need to be very, very good on the ball in midfield tonight. I think the midfield battle will dictate who wins this game. If we can get Odegaard and Partey on the ball and Xhaka, but their energy is going to be difficult as well. Yeah, that song, Dominic, it just don't do it for me. I can't lie. I'm not a fan. As I said, people, man said, yo, Riddler, I've been to the Emirates bare times, bro. You relax. You know what I mean? I've been there when North London Forever's belting out. It still ain't that great. Oh, good play. Here's Martinelli, left-hand side, up against Kieran Trippier. Martinelli in the area, shot blocked. Comes back out. Ben White, oh, volleys it up in the air. Is Martinelli onside? Good touch. Chance. Martinelli keeps it in. Heavy touch. It's still there. Odegaard, oh, puts it over the crossbar. First chance of the game for Arsenal. I think Odegaard should have actually done better there. Volleys it over the bar. I think he should be hitting the target. Martinelli up against Trippier actually does quite well there. Ben White slices his volley up in the air. Comes to Martinelli. Great touch. Turns him. Deflects off him. Odegaard. 10, 11 yards out on the left foot. For me there, he should absolutely be hitting the target. Even if the goalkeeper saves it, he should be hitting the target there. And Arteta looks frustrated. On his left foot, the form he's in, I expect him to hit the target there. Here come Newcastle on the break. Good tackle by Thomas Partey. Goes through to Aaron Ramsdale. Riddler, the United fan. Yeah, no, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Odegaard should have hit the target there. No doubt about it. That's a great chance in a big game. Eros, after mute the stream, you're 5 seconds ahead. Oh, apologies, bro. It's always hard, isn't it, getting the stream at the same time as the game for everyone. Trippier tackles Martinelli there. Goes out for a throw into Arsenal. It's definitely going to be a good battle there. Trippier, former Tottenham player, up against Martinelli. And as I said, people, Saka and Saliba both on 4 yellow cards. Here's Saka up against Dan Burn. Joe Linton covers him. He knows what time it is. Saka goes past Dan Burn. Saka goes past Dan Burn. Saved. It's up in the air. Oh, it's cleared away. Look how easy he went past Andre the Giant there. Here's Thomas Partey. I told people. Saka against Dan Burn. Clip it. What a ball that is by Zinchenko. We're cooking again. Martinelli. Granit Xhaka. Blocked by Xhaka. Comes to Saka. Oh, he's tackled by Joe Linton. They appeal for a penalty, but I think he wins the ball there. Look at the way Dan Burn got rolled there, people. I said it before the game. Andre the Giant can't run. He got turned there by Saka. No pace. Saved by the goalkeeper. Oh, roasted him. Here he is again. That's why Joe Linton's covering him straight away, because he knows what time it is. He's going to roast him tonight, people. I'm telling you. We're balling. Lovely football. Love it when Zinchenko just drops into the midfield as well, man. Quality on the ball. Dan Burn, man, I'm telling you, he's not going to handle him today. Andre the Giant settings, people. I'm telling you. Saka going to roast Andre the Giant tonight. Here's Ramsdale on the ball for Arsenal. Jolly Green Giant, you know. Oh, dear. Guna Birdie, Big C, do you think we should have The Liquidator as our song? I know Chelsea play it, however, I think it would suit us better. If Chelsea have got it, we don't want it. We got to create our own. Saka again on the run. Does fantastic. Ben White on the overlap. Martinelli's got to play it. Martinelli left-hand side. Cuts inside. Oh, he overhits it. Xhaka. Oh, what a chance. Goes side netting. Great chance. Martinelli, I just feel... Wow, look at Saka again. He's off. They can't cope with him. He does everything right there. Should Martinelli be bending this in the far corner? He's got 2 on him. Do you know what? The pass is not a bad idea. He gets a little bit too much power on it. Xhaka has to stretch for it. I think that's a corner. Is that not? I thought he was going to slip in Ben White, Saka, but he went to Martinelli. And that's another decent chance for Arsenal, you know. In big games like this, you can't waste opportunities like that. 85% possession for Arsenal. We've started brilliant. And here we are again, the 2 wingers, I told you. Martinelli and Saka. Trippier has improved, but 1v1 against pace, you can get at him. And Saka has already destroyed Dan Burn. If you go past your fullback that easily... in the first 5 minutes of a game, you should be going at him time after time after time again, because he knows psychologically he's got him for pace already. So we've got to get Saka on the ball, force Joe Linton back to defend. Arsenal have started this game brilliant. I have that little feeling we should be 1-0 up. It's the only frustrating thing. Foul there on Bruno Gomes by his... by Xhaka there. Foot was high. Got to be careful, Xhaka. We don't want Xhaka. We don't want the default Xhaka coming back where he's getting stupid yellow cards and bookings. The foot was a bit high there. Free kick to Newcastle. I feel like we should be winning, but we're playing lovely football. Really nice football. And we're clearly a problem on the counter-attack. Our pace is very difficult for them to deal with. Interesting. Newcastle are getting free kicks in their own half and pushing everybody up for it. Already, they're just pumping it up there. You got a lot of height up there. Ball's flicked on. Oh, cleared away by Ben White there. And Newcastle win the ball back. They're obviously going to go direct. Big up Broads in the chat who said Band-Aid burn. He's going to need one by the end of this. We've dominated the ball. Let's get that early goal. Put Newcastle on the back foot. Nick Pope goes long, flicked on. Should be a throw into Arsenal. Or did it flick up? No, it's throw into Arsenal down by our own penalty area. Big up Broad said, big up yourself, my bro. Happy New Year and them things. Big up yourself, bro. Pace is overwhelming. I told you, I'm a pace merchant. You ever see my FIFA team? 90 pace all over the place. With Hunter cards on them as well. If you know, you know. Biker Grove settings, man. Biker Grove. PJ and Duncan, man. And Deck. Come on, you Gunners. Here's Odegaard on the half turn. Turns away from Joe Willock. The pitch opens up for him. He gives it away. He gives it away, though. Joe Willock skips Thomas Partey and he gives a free kick. Odegaard, see, it's what I'm saying. Odegaard's been brilliant this season. Take nothing away from him. You're playing against a very high-energy midfield today. Willock, Ramirez, Joe Linton, they can all press. They'll get in your face. You've got to play that pass a little bit quicker tonight. These are the games where you're really going to, I'm not saying if he has a bad game, he's a bad player. But these are games where you're playing against a midfield that are fast, they're physical, they're going to get in your face. You've got to play that little bit quicker. So let's see. Cardo said Saka is a special player, 100%. Come on, Agent Willock, do us a favour. Yeah, red card or a penalty, we'll take that. Big up Hendon Gunnar. Newcastle will weather the first 10 minutes. Onslaught, then grow into the match. They're playing very direct. Here's Dan Burn. Finds Joel Linton. Left-hand side. A bit of possession for Newcastle. Newcastle United, man. Scott Taylor, God bless Curtis and the unit. Big up yourself, bro. Great start. All that is missing is a goal or two. We need that first goal. Put them on the back foot. And hopefully their heads drop. St. Maximum getting that headband ready. Gucci headband, St. Maximum. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to be drawing the game with 20, 25 minutes to go and they're bringing on St. Maximum to do all his mad step-overs, Newcastle in possession in their own half. And they keep the ball a lot better than they used to. I have to admit, they drive into our half now. Shaw finds Callum Wilson 25 yards out. Turn, shoots. Saved by Ramsdale. I think that turn was a little bit too easy there. Should not be getting the ball 30 yards out and just controlling it to feet. And just turning with no pressure on the ball. Arsenal playing some risky football out from the back, but they get out of there well. Man said the Geordie, Scouse and Irish all comes at the same time. Little mix, pick a mix business, 700 likes, 2.8 in the chat. Lick down that like. Come on, people. Let's get 3,000 likes. Even if we don't get them all now, let's make sure afterwards we're close to 3,000. Newcastle win back the ball, given away there. It's Bruno Gomes, middle of the pitch. Thomas Partey, they keep possession here, Newcastle. Definitely, Broad said Newcastle, one of his favourite teams. Yeah, I think they're a historic club. Ball over the top, looking for Almiron. Overhit, goes out for a goal kick to Arsenal. I think they are a historic club. I have to admit, growing up, man, Tino Asprilla, Ferdinand, Shearer, Ginola, Kevin Keegan. Newcastle, they played attractive football, man. And I've been up there a few times. Great atmosphere. Now they've got the money. So I said it before. If Newcastle get Champions League, they're going to become a big problem because they got the biggest checkbook in world football. The only problem is they don't have the platform yet to be able to get the big signings because they don't have Champions League. They've only just been taken over. Once they reach Champions League and they pull out that checkbook, there'll be a problem. So we have to, be careful with them. And they're a good team already and they haven't really flexed their money yet. Foggar said we got this game in the bag. I hope you're right. But Newcastle's starting to grow into the game now. Bruno Gomes gets the ball out wide. Kieran Trippier. It's got Almiron on the outside of him. Finds Almiron 25 yards out on his left foot. Bit danger here. Goes past Zinchenko. Gabriel gets back on the cover. Ball whipped into the back post. Partey heads it away. Odegaard flicks it away. And here's Eddie Nketiah. Arsenal on the break. Lift your head. Martinelli's there with you. He's ran wide. Travels to the edge of the penalty area. Eddie, don't shoot from a tight angle. Does well, Eddie. Now lay it off. Granit Xhaka. Oh, shoots wide. It's a poor shot from Granit. Saka keeps it in. Right hand side. Up against Dan Burn. Finds Ben White. Arsenal move the ball. Partey. 25, 30 yards out. Clips it out to Zinchenko. Left hand side. Up against Trippier. They've doubled up quickly though, Newcastle. They get players behind the ball very quick. Zinchenko with a poor cross and it's cleared. Arsenal retain possession with Saliba. Big up Scott Taylor for becoming a member. Member stream Thursday or Friday. I'll let you know though for sure. Great ball out wide. Saka up against Dan Burn. Great ball down the line. Odegaard's in the penalty area. Odegaard! Oh, it goes out. Is it a corner or a goal kick? Should have done better, I think. I think a goal kick's been given. Good play by Saka there. Lovely ball into Odegaard. I think he should cross it now. Has another touch. I think he takes too long. Should have crossed that one touch sooner. We had players available there as well. That was good play by Eddie. Hit the byline, chopped back. Passed it to Granit Xhaka and should have done better. Apparently CR7 has a clause in his contract with Al Nassr to play for Newcastle if they get Champions League. Would make sense, possibly, yeah. The owners are probably connected in some sort of way. Odegaard should have done that quicker. Definitely, we had a chance there. Newcastle on the ball. Dan Burn, left-hand side. Finds Joe Willock down this left, former Arsenal player. Cook that giraffe, Saka. He's too quick for him. Too quick. Eddie Howe said no to the rumours. At the end of the day, he's not going to come out and confirm it, though, is he? They probably tell him not to. Here's Almiron. Finds Bruno Gomes. Newcastle keep possession. They definitely have an attacking threat. That's way too easy. Almiron turn there. Gets the ball out wide. Joe Linton. Willock on the overlap. Ben White comes over. Joe Linton tries to hit the byline. Crosses it in. Corner to Newcastle. Arsenal have to take one of these half chances. When you get down the sides and hit the byline and there's players there to pull it back, they're half chances. If you pick the right pass, it's a clear chance from 8-9 yards out. Corner to Newcastle. And I think this is where they can be dangerous with Dan Burn. You know, it's a player that I was talking about going forward for Arsenal. We can expose him. He's 6'5". He is actually a giant. Dan Burn and Joe Linton and these guys. Trippier has got a good delivery. Let's defend this ball and maybe try and hit them on the counter-attack. We've started well. Brighton 1-0 up on Everton. Matoma, again, he looks like a player, man. Proper player. A lot of you were messaging me about him. And I hadn't really seen much of him. Well, I definitely know how good he is now. Corner to Newcastle. Kieran Trippier whips it in swinger. Header goes over the crossbar. Out for a goal kick. It was Fabian Shaw. Didn't make a great connection. And it is a goal kick. You know what to do in them situation, bro. Crack him in the ribs. I've seen Broads do that a few times. Newcastle give it away there. Throw into Arsenal in their own half. Nathan said, big up Big C. Bay parties in Jamaica over the holidays. They are sleeping on the live stream and on the job. Hey, listen, man, it's the holidays. You have to enjoy yourself, bro. Big up yourself, Nathan. Hope you're well. Botman is 6'5" as well. They got a lot of height. Throw in there to Newcastle. Matoma is 25. Thought he was younger. Chelsea will hold talks tomorrow over Mudryk. Could muscle in by offering more money than Arsenal. They you know what? They're just something else they are, aren't they? What's wrong with them? Why are they doing it? Sign your own players, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the problem? Sign your own players. We want Mudryk. Go and sign your own winger. They're going to make a big offer. Shakhtar are going to lap it up and try and turn it into an auction. Throw into Newcastle on the halfway line. City live streams watching our game. 3K in the chat. Amazing, amazing support. I have to admit, 17 minutes gone. I'd say we've been the better team. But I am a little bit nervous about Newcastle. You can see when a team's got belief. You know, you can see when a team's got belief and they're playing like a team that believes they can do damage. But we need to damage them because I think their fullbacks can be got at. Mitrovic has scored for Fulham. I didn't even realise there was that many other games tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that. Keep us updated in the chat. with the goals. Man United are playing Bournemouth, just kicked off. United, I think, will batter Bournemouth at home. Fulham beating Leicester away as well. Mitrovic. And Brighton obviously beating Everton away. Mitoma. And then Arsenal is 0-0, people. Chelsea signed Sambi. Yeah, you can take Sambi. 50 million, you can take him. As I said, people, this is one of them games. We just need to grind out a win at all costs. It doesn't matter if we win 1-0. How we win, just win the game. Thomas Partey finds Zinchenko. Gets the ball out wide. Martinelli, they got 2 players on him straight away as soon as he gets the ball. Zinchenko, great ball to Saka. Long diag up against Burn again. They've doubled up on him straight away. Saka crosses it in. It's blocked by Burn. Goes out for a throw into Arsenal. Brilliant ball there by Zinchenko. Gets the ball out wide on the left. Switches it all the way to the right. What we're trying to do is shift them from one side to the other, because if Martinelli gets the ball, they get 2 on him. If you get the ball quickly to the other side to Saka, they're probably only going to have 1 on him. Ben White whips it in, headed away by Botman. Zinchenko looking for Martinelli. It's up in the air, but Nick Pope collects it. And the game's gone a little bit quiet now. Lex said, big up Curtis, cable is not working. So locked into the best commentary out here. Appreciate that, bro. Try and keep you informed. Fabian Shaw on the ball for Newcastle. And they give the ball away there. Come on, Arsenal. Move the ball. Partey on the ball in the middle of the pitch. And can we create that chance? Didn't rate Mudryk anyway. Yeah, listen, if he goes to Chelsea, I'll be calling him the car park brother again. You know how that goes. Shameless settings, people. Move the ball quickly. Side to side. Go one side. If they double up, go the other way. Ben White gives the ball away there. Dan Burn finds Joe Linton. Here we go, Odegaard. Odegaard's having a quiet game so far. There's a head injury here for Newcastle. The game's stopped. I think it's Joe Linton down holding his head. So we're going to have a little break in the game. Big up Omar said, C Unit. C Gunnar said, just jumped in. Big C. 3K in the chat. Winning settings. Come on, people. You know the clean heart always win. Big up yourself. Matt said, Zinni staying back to help prevent Trippier from getting forward. He's the playmaker for that team. Yeah, listen, one thing about Trippier is deliveries are outstanding. So we got to stop him putting crosses in. Players are taking a water break here. Physio's on for Joe Linton. And, clash of heads there. Joe Linton and Ben White. Luckily, Ben White is all right, but I think he caught Joe Linton right on the side of the head on the temple. Doesn't look in a great way, to be honest. Laying on his back doesn't look great. Never nice to see head injuries. Olivia said, C Unit, big up yourself. Big up, big up, big up. Prime break. Yeah, quick prime for the Arsenal players. We're starting to apply steady pressure. Need to be careful of the counter. Arteta's got the players in a circle, giving them all instructions. I think we've done well, but we've been a little bit naive in certain positions. I think when you get to the byline, lift your head, move, twice there. Odegaard, one of them should have pulled it across. One fell to Xhaka as well. You've got to pick someone out there. That's a clear opportunity if the pass is right. We're not shooting. We're not testing the goalkeeper enough. We're getting in good areas. Joe Linton is back on. And the game is back underway. 22 minutes gone. 3,100 of you in the chat. Make sure you lick down that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, people. What are you waiting for? We're here every day. Great ball into Eddie Nketiah. Just a bit too hard. The defender tackles him. Goes through to Nick Pope. In the Newcastle goal. Big up my bro Akeem in the chat as well. Need to put them to the sword. Should be winning. I agree. We should. Gabriel under pressure there. Free kick to Arsenal, though. Callum Wilson's offside. Soccer Bro said, love your hat. Big up yourself. By the way, I'm not a fan of any of these teams, by the way. People always ask me, do you support that team? I just bought it because, it's red, Arsenal, C Unit business. Soccer Bro said, I just subscribed. Welcome to the community. Thank you very much. Ben White needs to help Saka. I think they'll be mindful of the fact that Joe Linton is there. He's a bit of a live wire. I don't think they're going to want to overcommit Ben White tonight, if I'm being honest. Here's Thomas Partey in the middle of the pitch. Needs options. We haven't got Odegaard in the game enough yet. Dan Burn wins the ball back. And then Partey just muscles Joe Linton off the ball here. Here's Saka. Joe Willock chasing him. Finds Martin Odegaard. Tries to play a 1-2. The pass is overhit. Now, listen. I'm just saying, right? Yeah, just bought it for the drip. Odegaard, not quite as effective in this game tonight. I like the idea. And my creative 10, I want you to try passes like that. Tries to play a little 1-2 with Saka. Wasn't really on there. Had 2 players on him. But, as I said, the level will go up as we're playing against better teams, and this is where you see, how good players are when you play against a midfield that can press like that. It's a bit more difficult. That extra touch, you don't get it. But keep looking for the pass. I've got no problem. You got to keep looking for the pass. You should be a commentator. Hey man, I think my celebrations are probably too much. I'm not sure they'd want me on TV. Free kick to Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah gets fouled there, just on the halfway line. We need that first goal. We need it. 24 minutes gone. Here's Ben White on the right-hand side. Saka skips Dan Burn again, but Joe Linton gets back and nicks the ball off him. Dan Burn was about to get done there, but Joe Linton covered him, got him out of the mess. Long ball, good header, William Saliba above Wilson. Great header. Partey finds Zinchenko. Come on. Martinelli. Every time Martinelli and Saka get the ball, 2 players. 2 players. Soccer Bro said he just got his mum to subscribe. Big up Soccer Bro's mum as well. Newcastle could be on the break here. We win the ball back. Well done, Thomas Partey. And Arsenal have the ball back. Come on. Here we go. Saka again. Look at Joe Linton straight away. Straight away. Runs back. Dan Burney will not leave him by himself. Ben White. That ball was a good idea, but it didn't work. And then Trippier's was a good idea, but didn't work. Newcastle retain possession. Saliba gives away a silly free kick on the halfway line. Ref, stay calm. They're asking for a card there. No yellow card. I tell you what, Saliba. One more of them, and he'll get a yellow. I don't want to panic anyone here. For anyone who's just tuned in, Saliba or Saka get a yellow tonight. They missed the North London derby. And that was a clumsy challenge. That could have easily been a yellow, let me be honest. Arteta's gotten mad at the 4th official. I don't know why, because I think that's a bad challenge. There's no need for him to barge into the back of Callum Wilson there. He's on the halfway line with his back to him. He's going nowhere. Just stand him up and force him to pass it. Long ball by Newcastle from the throw-in. It's up in the air. Joe Linton. We managed to clear it. MX, as I said, the rules have changed now. So if you get 5 yellow cards, it's in the competition. You get the 5 yellows in. It used to be that you would miss the next game, whether that was the League Cup or the Carabao Cup. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Bruno Gomes with the foul there on Eddie Nketiah gets a yellow card. Hopefully he gets sent off. Since he didn't get carded, good challenge, Saliba. Greg, but it was a clumsy one. And you know what it is? He might not have got the yellow for that, but that challenge will be in the referee's mind. So he's on eggshells already. Xhaka finds Martinelli left-hand side. Again, they double up on him. Trippier, look, 2 players. They nick it back. Bruno Gomes was back there with Trippier. 2 players on Martinelli and Saka all night. Callum Wilson, long ball. Saliba, jeez. Oh, he's clattered there. Now, what are we going to get here? High foot of Callum Wilson. Takes out Saliba. Saliba let the ball bounce a couple of times before volleying it away there. As he volleys it away, Wilson's got his foot up and he takes Saliba out. Arsenal players, I think, were looking at a potential red. He's going to go for the ball. It's a naughty one. He catches him. It's a yellow. It's a yellow. I'm going to be honest. He's got to go for the ball. But, if it goes to VAR and you slow it down, it looks a lot worse. Maybe he could have got a red, but it is what it is. Apparently, E. Ross is cracking jokes in the chat and I'm missing them. Let me go. What's E. Ross saying, man? E. Ross. The North London derby's at Tottenham, yeah. So we don't want to be going there with no Saka and no Saliba. Free kick to Arsenal, halfway line. Game's in the balance a little bit. I'm nervous. I don't know why I feel so nervous for this game. We should be 1-0 up in my opinion, but we haven't created nothing for the last 10-15. Partey gets the ball out wide to Ben White, gets bullied. Joe Linton roughs him up. Joe Willett gives it back to Joe Linton. Up against Ben White, does well to win the ball back, goes out for a throw. He did not want the smoke with him there, I can't lie. Didn't look like he wanted that scrap, Ben White. Red studs up. Listen, if you slow it down and go to VAR, they might have a look at it, but because the ref didn't go VAR, they're not going to give it. Eddie gets fouled, and Arteta's going mad again. He's asking for another yellow card there. The ref says no. I actually think the refs ref the game pretty well. That foul is similar to the one Saliba's done. He didn't give a yellow card for that. We need to get on the ball. Odegaard's not getting on the ball really tonight. So now it's more difficult. And Saka and Martinelli, look, Saka there. Joe Linton again. Joe Linton is defending Saka better than the left back. Dan Burn is defending him. What they're trying to do, Dan Burn's just trying to delay him so that Joe Linton can get back. Because Joe Linton is quick for a midfielder and very strong. What's going off here? Trippier's ran through about 3 players. We're in the ball back. Good defending, Saliba. Here's Partey. Look, when Partey's got the ball, just not enough options. We're not moving enough, I don't think. I think we're moving the ball too slow now, and it's easy for Newcastle. We got to be clever. Bruno Guimaraes on a yellow card. If he fouls you, play the game. Stay on the floor. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do. Bruno Guimaraes, red card. Joe Linton in midfield is a totally different player to the one up front. Up front, he was a shambles. In midfield, he's an absolute beast. I'm surprised he didn't go to the World Cup with Brazil. Martin said it feels like a chess match. Listen, I think what we're seeing here is we're playing against a good team who are not going to be easy to break down, who have a plan. I think anybody that's playing against Arsenal now will realise that Martinelli and Saka, if you double up on those two, you can probably handle Eddie without being disrespectful. You would fancy yourself as a centre-back that you could go 1v1 with Eddie, whereas you know Martinelli and Saka are the big threat. So they're doubling up on those two. We're not really creating a lot for Eddie to get on the end of. And Odegaard's not getting that space between the lines because they are defending well. Like you're saying there, yeah, they've got the best defence in the Premier League-ish. 11 goals conceded. So they're not going to give us a victory tonight. We're going to have to earn it. But I think we can. We just got to score that first goal and move the ball a bit quicker. You look at Zinchenko here. He's got the ball on the halfway line. Great ball into Xhaka. Xhaka plays a poor pass, gives it away. It's got to be tidier. Zinchenko gets the ball back. They're looking for that little pass between the lines into the pockets. We haven't quite got enough movement there. Here's Gabriel for Arsenal. Options are limited again. Looks for Zinchenko. Forced all the way back to Gabriel. And listen, it's a tough game. This is what potentially winning titles is about. You won't just beat up every team you play against, go 2-3-0 up and win. There are going to be days it's going to be really difficult. Given away there by Xhaka. Eddie fouls the defender. And it's a yellow card for Eddie. Grabs Shaw back there. Pulls his arm. Yellow card. And I'm not just going to refer to Eddie here when I say what I'm about to say. This is why Arsenal need to get their transfer business done quickly. Because this could be the sort of game tonight that Eddie needs to come off. I'm not saying he does, but it could be. He's not getting the ball much. He's not involved. We know Eddie's always waiting for a chance. But if the chance doesn't come, is he going to do enough? You need another option. Now, if you had a Mudryk on the bench, maybe you could move Martinelli up front. Or if you had another striker, you could play someone else up front. But we don't have that option. Joe Linton wins the ball back there from Partey. Whips it across. Good clearance by Saliba. Here's Eddie Nketiah. Hold up play's got to be better there. Gives the ball away. We got to do more. Listen, no matter what we think, you can't rely on Eddie simply. It's not enough. Here's Granit Xhaka. Saka wins the ball back. Gets the ball out wide. Martinelli up against Trippier, cuts inside. He delays him well there. Finds Odegaard. He's got to get more involved. Gets bullied. Free kick. There we go. Come on. And Odegaard's rolling around. I told you. This is a game for me where I'm really going to see what Odegaard's about tonight. I mean, that's a naughty foul, actually. Kicks the outside of his leg there, Joel Linton. Is that a yellow card, possibly? Stand up if you hate Tottenham. I mean, it makes sense. We stand up just to let them know what time it is. 3,500 in the chat. Amazing support, people. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm a little bit nervous. I can't lie. You know, I feel like even a draw is not good enough. We need to win this game. Free kick to Arsenal. Odegaard about 40 yards out. Nice crossing position. Should that have been a yellow card for Joel Linton? We've got bodies in the area now. We need a good delivery from Odegaard. We know that Newcastle have got good height. Do we do something creative here, or is he just going to whip this in? Odegaard, in-swinging free kick. Players in there. Odegaard whips in. That's a good ball. Gabriel with a header. Oh, just wide from Gabriel. Decent header there. I don't think it was as close as I thought. It's a nice ball there. Gabriel is probably one of our best players in the air when it comes to crosses. He actually bullies Shaw there. That's really good play from Gabriel, you know. And I think Pope's beaten. Wow, that is close. Oh, my days. That was very close. Just saw the replay from the other angle. That's half a yard wide there. Nick Pope was nowhere near that. We got to create more. We have to create more, people. Much better there. Much better. Bruno Gomes on a yellow card. Let's get stuck into them. Come on, you Gunners. 11 minutes till half time. Gabby is a unit. He is. He is. Jashar said, big up Curtis. I'd take a draw now. I wouldn't, you know. I'm greedy. We need to win. We need to win. Here's Eddie and Ketia for Arsenal. We're on 1K likes. Big up the community already. Appreciate it. Let's get 3K. Zinchenko on the ball. Callum Wilson is pressing very quickly here. Keep the ball. Stay calm. Stay calm. Let them run. Tire them out. One of those days so far, said Craze. Chris said we can beat Newcastle. They've been sloppy in possession. One thing I would say, yeah, they haven't really created much. They've been quite direct. Good turn by Eddie there. Slips over, though. Doesn't get the ball. It's definitely one of them nights where we could do with another striker on the bench. Something different. Oh, Zinchenko gives the ball to Joe Linton. We're in trouble. Callum Wilson finds Joe Linton. Edge of the penalty area. Saliba. It's pulled across. It's up in the air and we managed to clear it. Headed back in and Ramsdale collects it. What are you doing there, Zinchenko? I don't know if he didn't see him. He passed the ball straight to him. Xhaka gets clattered there. And he's rolling over. What are we doing here, people? Almiron, is that not a yellow card, ref? Is that not a yellow card? Surely. We're on the counter-attack. Almiron, Xhaka's rolling around. We got to tidy up. We have to tidy up. Even Xhaka there, I mean, listen, it is a foul, but you've got to play quicker than that. You haven't got that sort of time. I don't think he gets the ball. That could have been a yellow card as well, man. Come on. Yeah, I want a statement win, man. If you're gonna win the title, you got to put Manchester City under pressure. 10 points. Send them to the bridge on Thursday. 10 points behind us. What we got? Nine minutes till half time, people. I think first 15 we played really well. The last maybe 20, I don't think we've been as good. Saliba, ball over the top. That's not a bad ball for Saka. Manages to keep it in. Eddie's in the area. Chance. Look for the pass, Eddie, bro. Where you going? Lift your head. Find Saka. Odegaard, lovely dummy. Thomas Partey, 25 yards out. Shots blocked. And Arsenal retain possession. Come on. Keep moving. 8 minutes till half time. Let's nick that goal before half time. Gabriel finds Partey. Need more movement. Need way more movement. Come on, you Gunners. Could be a Vieira game, possibly. His sort of creativity. You paid 35 million for him. So these are the games where I expect him to come off the bench and help us. Gabriel, he's looking for options. He hasn't got it. It's forced all the way back to Ramsdale. And Ramsdale smashes it long, looking for Saka. He ain't going to win a header ahead of Dan Burn, that's for sure. Newcastle assistant manager throwing the ball away. Joe Linton kicks the ball away. Now, how How is that not a yellow card, ref? How is that not a yellow card for Joe Linton for kicking the ball away? Long ball up to Eddie. You got to make it stick. Does better this time. Now move it. Much better. Much better. Saka whips it in. Headed away by Fabian Shaw up in the air. Odegaard jumps for it. Xhaka does well. We retain possession. Casemiro scored for Man United. They're beating Bournemouth 1-0. 7 minutes till half time. Martinelli. 2 players on him straight away. Zinchenko. Thomas Partey. They're forcing us back. We got to move the ball quick. Terrible from Zinchenko. Gives it away again. Second time in a matter of minutes. Simple ball given away. Here's Callum Wilson against Gabriel. You don't need to foul him, Gabby. Gets away with it. Fair enough. Partey goes to ground. It's a scrappy game. Odegaard's been done there. Odegaard's been done for the pool. They're going mad, Newcastle. They want a yellow card. This is not going well, people. Come on, ref. Don't fall for the pressure. Just because they got round him, you're going to book him. Because he wasn't going to book him. It's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles. They've literally talked him into the yellow card. Zinchenko giving the ball away for no reason, under no pressure. If Zinchenko is giving the ball away, then he really isn't giving us nothing, because he's not in the team for his defensive ability. We know that he's not as good defensively as Tierney. So Zinny twice in 2 minutes gives the ball away. Odegaard actually wins the ball with the second challenge, but he pulled him the first time, gets a yellow card. This game is so scrappy. And I said 10 minutes ago this ref was doing all right. He's having a shambles of a game now. He really is. But I don't even want to start blaming refs. We're not actually playing great ourselves. We need to step the game up. Have to improve. Moving the ball too slow. Free kick to Newcastle. Long ball. 2 players have gone down. They're appealing for a penalty there. Dan Burn, but he's given a free kick to Arsenal. Shut up, Dan Burn, you sloth. What are they going for now? Arsenal players are getting round the ball. Are they looking for a card? What's going on here? This ref's got no control of this game. It's almost like who gets round the ref most will get a yellow card for the other team. What are they appealing for here? What are they appealing for? I mean, they were trying to get a Dan Burn penalty. I don't know what Arsenal are saying. There's an elbow somewhere. Now, Burn pushes Gabriel over, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's much in it. It's a free kick. Listen, Newcastle will not mind coming to Arsenal and turning this into a scrappy mess where the referee keeps stopping it. We can't find any rhythm. They'll be delighted with this. 0-0. Wow, they actually did a VAR check to see if that was a penalty. They said no penalty. Shambles. We need to sort this out. We need to sort this out. We need to move the ball quicker. Ramsdale finds Zinchenko, gives the ball away, and Granit Xhaka's going to get booked here. Granit's going to get booked. This game is going bad. Let me tell you now, this game is not going the way we need it to go. Newcastle have turned this into a scrap, and we're not built for that. Trust me, that sloth looking for a penalty. Xhaka gets booked. He's back to default mode. Zinchenko's giving the ball away. Odegaard's not getting on the ball. And they're doubling up on both our wingers. I'll be honest, they're doing a good job on us. I'm going to be totally honest. If you're Eddie Howe, you would say, Arsenal, they like to play nice, pretty football. Go there and spoil the game and turn it into a scrap. And let's see if they can handle it. And at the moment, we don't look comfortable with it. Granit's on a yellow. Saliba's on a yellow. Free kick to Newcastle. 3 minutes till half time. Ref's not good, but we're not good. And we're playing into their hands. Trippier will whip this in. It's miles out, but anytime they get a free kick anywhere, they're sending them all up. Trippier whips it in. Great header by Gabriel. It's up in the air. The sloth flicks it on. Headed away by Gabriel. Bruno Gomes. It's blocked. Comes back out to Joe Willock. Tries a back heel. Gives it away. Ben White looks for a long pass. Eddie's got to be careful there. I thought he nearly kicked him. Odegaard. Martinelli, left-hand side. Not a great ball. Does he keep it in? Yes, he does. Come on, Gabby. Drive. Drive. Oh, he loses the ball. Gives a throw in to Arsenal. It's an absolute scrap. It's a midweek scrap, people, but we need to grind out a win. Zinchenko. Oh, Xhaka should have played a 1-2 with him there. Goes all the way back to Gabriel. Just not moving the ball well enough. But I'm telling you, Eddie Howe will love this. This is what he wants. Scrappy game, yellow cards. Game doesn't flow. Eddie, no, man, I'm sorry, Eddie. That's not good enough. It's nowhere near good enough. He has to hold the ball up there, man. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to get on no one's back, but that's not good enough. Simple ball up to your feet. You got to control it and make it stick. Xhaka finds Martinelli. We've got to get Martinelli and Saka in this game. We've got to move the ball quicker. George said the type of game we miss Jesus massively, massively. Saka, 2 against him again. Corner. Oh, it's a goal kick. Nothing's going for us. I think they need a Lucozade and a Jaffa cake at half-time, people. Arteta looks frustrated. This is the type of game Xhaka gets reds in, I'm concerned. And do we even trust any of them midfielders to take him off? That's the problem. Eddie isn't the answer. Listen, Eddie is at a point in his career, only certain games are going to suit him because he's not an elite level striker. Elite level strikers can adjust to a lot of different situations. Eddie's struggling in this game. You know, he's playing against big centre-backs and not getting a lot of service. Like there, you got to hold... Again, he's got to hold the ball. Second time. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, that's basics. Even semi-pro strikers, managers, hold the ball. Chest it down, pin him, bring people into plays. Giving the ball away too easy. It's not good enough. Dan Burn gives the ball away there. Saliba, come on. Can we nick a goal before half-time? Saliba gets yapped by Joel Linton. It's not good enough. Free kick by Partey on the halfway line, man. What is going on? They've come to spoil the game, people. Simple as that. And they're doing it. We need Lucozade Sport and some Jaffa cakes and a team talk. Because some of these players don't look up for the fight. It's all right when everything's nice, pretty football. Brighton, they play football, we play football. That suits us. They've come here to spoil this game and probably try and nick a goal from a set piece. We have to adjust to that. Trippier goes long. Gets the ball up to Joel Linton. We clear it. He's still got possession. Little back heel into Dan Burn. Crossed in. Saliba gets rid of it. Saka's on the wrong side. Chance for Longstaff. Shoots. Goes out for a corner to Newcastle. Minute to go. We're not at it, people. We're not at it. We look a little bit rattled. It's raining. It's a scrappy game. This is not good. Trippier corner. 50 seconds till half time. Poor last 20 minutes of this half. You've got to be able to handle the fight. You're at the top of the league. We're the target now, people. Do you know what I mean? But listen, it is 0-0. We haven't been great. Let's just get through this. Half time at 0-0. I'll take it right now. Corner. Yeah, I'm moving like Ty. It was raining. Ramsdale, just come and collect this, please. Trippier whips it in. Flicked on. Oh, headed over at the back post. Joel Linton, what a chance. Why is he unmarked? He's turned away. Gone to sleep. Martinelli, he's let him go. Martinelli was marking him. He's pulled off him at the back post. Martinelli's asleep. Doesn't travel with him. 6 yards out, heads it wide. Half-time whistle goes. I tell you what, they need some prime at half-time. They need some energy from somewhere, man. Jeez. Horrible first half. We look rattled. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm moving like Ty. It's raining. It's a bit cold. Listen. Let's get the tweet out. Eddie Howe, you can't even blame him for what he's done. I can't even blame him. Newcastle doing a job on us. Turned it into a scrappy battle. We have to move the ball quicker. Big second half needed, people. Big second half. And as I've said before, the thing with Arsenal is that you look at that bench and you think, How many of these players can come on and change this game for us? These guys on the pitch are going to have to do it. Let me look at some things in a positive manner. First 15, 20, I thought we started the game really well. We got into great positions. But with the final ball wasn't there. There was booing at half time, but I don't think they were booing the players. I think they were booing the ref. Alan, man, hope you're well, my bro. Long time, bro. Great to see you doing your thing. Big up, Al. Get in touch, bro. I ain't heard from you for ages. Akeem said we should be at least 1-0 up. We should have scored first 20 minutes. And this is what I'm saying. When you're playing against better teams, you've got to take your chances. Even half chances become good chances. First 20 minutes, I thought we started the game really well. We moved the ball from side to side quickly. Clearly, Newcastle's plan is anytime Martinelli and Saka get the ball, put 2 players on them. Joe Linton has done a magnificent job of helping out Dan Burn. Dan Burn got ripped apart in the first 10 minutes. For the rest of that half, Joe Linton's got back every time he's got the ball, and most of the time he's nicked it off him. Because if he's one-on-one with Dan Burn, he rips him apart. Martinelli has hardly had an opportunity to actually run at Trippier because Bruno Gomes is doubling up with him over there. So Arsenal have to move the ball quicker. Now, has the referee been good? I don't think he has. I think he lost control a little bit towards the end. It's one of them games. Every time somebody gets fouled, everyone crowds the ref. Yellow card, ref, yellow card, ref. You need to be a really strong referee to not buy into that. I don't think he was actually going to book Odegaard there, but because Newcastle got about 7 players around him, he crumbled to the pressure and gave a yellow card. We know Premier League referees are not great, unfortunately. And I always say, as sad as it sounds, you have to put yourself into a position where you don't rely on a ref. And that's what the top teams do. You don't hear Pep moan about refs that often because they usually win the game. And they don't need to worry about, all right, maybe when he said twice, you know what I mean? But that was a couple of years ago. But the better teams, that they moan about referees the least because they handle business themselves. And that's what we need to do tonight. Let's give Newcastle some credit. That's probably the hardest game we've had this season so far at home. I haven't seen anybody really come to the Emirates and contain us the way they have in that first half. They haven't actually done that much going forward apart from set pieces. But they've turned it into a scrappy game. Now, when you're top of the league, you become a target. Becoming better, you get more respect. They're going to put people behind the ball. They're going to make life difficult. They're going to press very quickly. These are the question marks and the hurdles that you have to overcome if you are going to win a title. So I don't think it's a case of, it's not the end of the world. I'm not having a meltdown, and it's not, we don't have to go crazy, but we have to improve. Let's be honest. Saliba lucky not to get a yellow card on the halfway line, barging into Wilson for no reason. A yellow card for Saliba or Saka means they're suspended for the Tottenham game. Odegaard hasn't got on the ball enough. He's had all the praise and he's deserved the praise this season. But tonight he hasn't done enough. They've pressed him, they've kicked him, they've made life difficult. Hasn't been as effective in that 10 role today. Eddie Nketiah hasn't held the ball up well enough. And listen, it's no agendas. When a ball comes up to a striker's feet, you have to make the ball stick. Allow people to get in support and you get up the pitch. The ball's coming up to Eddie. Heavy touch. Going away from him. Zinchenko. You're in at left back over Tierney because you're so much better on the ball than Kieran Tierney. And you're giving simple passes away. You can't be doing that. You're in the team for your quality on the ball. They're showing you the early chances, which is the positive of the first half. We were very good at the start of the game. I think Odegaard should minimum hit the target with his technical ability on his left foot up in the air on the volley. I think he should definitely make the goalkeeper make a save there. We just have, Saka, first 5 minutes, he destroys Burn. The shot maybe should do a little bit better. But he's done well. Eddie's played well, says Gary. I think his hold-up play towards the end of the half, 2 or 3 times in a row, he didn't hold the ball up. I think he's been all right, but I don't think he's been that good. He went on a couple good runs. Went on a couple good runs where he hit the byline, cut back, played a pass. But then in that last 20 minutes, I thought he didn't hold the ball up well enough. Martinelli, they've seen him out of the game. I've got to be honest. They've really kept him quiet. They've doubled up on him the whole time. People saying Eddie's been good. I don't think he's been that good. I think he's worked hard. Did a couple good runs early on. People saying Martinelli's been worse. Fair enough. I think they've done a job on Martinelli. Eddie's working his socks off. But I'm not going to, there's been 2 or 3 times in a row where he's got to hold the ball up and link up play a little bit better. And that was clear to see there 3 times in a row. But Martinelli, they've kept him out of the game. Trippier is there. Bruno Gomes knows him from the Brazilian national team. And they've just doubled up on him. And this is where he's going to have to show even more game intelligence. Greg said the movement up top has to be better. Saka and Martinelli are getting doubled, and Eddie has been sloppy on his first touch. Odegaard and Xhaka are having to put worldies together to get chances. I think we have to... When you look at Manchester City, who for me are still the best team at opening up teams who put people behind the ball, what you see with them is interchange movement, which means sometimes Saka and Martinelli maybe don't stay on the touchline, maybe drift inside a little bit, maybe swap wings for a little bit, change, move, make it a little bit less predictable for Newcastle to deal with, We need a big second half. We are under pressure. Granit Xhaka on a yellow card puts Arsenal fans on edge because we know that Xhaka likes to make tackles, and one mistimed tackle and it can be a problem. So he's going to have to keep his head in this second half. This game could go either way. We could win, we could lose, we could draw. I have to admit, if we were to draw this game, I think I would be disappointed. Just because of expectation and the way we've been playing, I'm looking at us beating Newcastle. But I've also got to give credit to Newcastle. They are a very good team. And we can't just expect to beat them. They've got the best defence in the Premier League. They've only lost 1 game this season in the Premier League, which tells you the level of quality. And that was 2-1 at Anfield, which is that's not an easy place to go to. They beat Tottenham away from home. They beat Chelsea at home. They've got some very good results this season. I think they drew with Man United as well earlier in the season. So, yeah, they drew 0-0 at Old Trafford. So, they're no pushovers. It was a scrappy half, but we have to understand now that because we're top of the league, people will put 10, 11 players behind the ball. You've got to find a way to open up a back four when they play like that. Yes, up here, I will get back to you about the mug. I have looked at it. I'm going to try and send one out to you. So, yeah, I appreciate the message. They are stacking the midfield. Listen, Joe Linton's not easy to play against. Let me tell you that. Joe Linton is not easy. He's a big guy. He's strong. He's got some pace. He might not have been the quickest of strikers, but for a centre mid, he is quick and powerful. And he tries to bully you as well. And we just got to move the ball quicker. He's done a great job doubling up on Saka. Arteta needs to show creativity, change the system. I think he will start the half the same, but I think we've got to move a little bit different, I think Martinelli and Saka just hugging the touchline is a little bit predictable sometimes, They want to get the ball and run down the line. I think come inside a little bit, pull down, burn in a little bit. Maybe then you get a bit of support from Ben White on the overlap. Maybe you get Zinchenko on the overlap. I think we need to slightly adjust to the way we're playing. And we've got to be careful. The game feels like it's on edge. It feels like somebody could get a red card, which we don't mind if they get a red card, but not us. I'm just looking how many cards did he give out. I mean, Bruno Gomes and Callum Wilson, yellow cards for them. And Ketia, Odegaard and Xhaka. So 5 yellow cards in the first half. It shows he's a happy-go-lucky referee that's just throwing cards around. What changes would you make potentially second half, people? Some people saying get Tierney on for Zinchenko. Some people saying get Fabio Vieira on. Mr. Banner said Saliba looks off the pace. Still maybe not fully fit. HI said we are way better than this. We need to keep believing in ourselves. We have to. listen, let's look at it like this. We haven't been great in the first half. We were the better team first 20. One shot on target for Arsenal at the Emirates. That's not enough at home. You've got to ask questions of Nick Pope. When you're an away team and you come to teams that are at the top of the league, you're supposed to test their goalkeeper and put him under pressure. One shot on target isn't enough. We have had 63% possession. We need to make that possession count. Saliba would miss Tottenham, which is the big worry, of course. We'll score 2, said Ridwan. I hope so. Reggae said tough game. We have more quality than them. And that's what we need to show that quality, though, now. Martinelli's got to get a bit more creative. You know, what makes... If you look back at wingers over the years and you look at wingers now, what makes Mo Salah such a good winger? What made Mane such a good winger? And Sané and Sterling and Sanchez and Hazard... Every team doubled up on them guys because they knew they were the best players. But it's their intelligence. They know when to slow the game down, when to speed it up, when to hug the touchline, when to make runs in behind him rather than get the ball to feet. It's about mixing up your game and doing different things. I just think we need to be a little bit more creative, and I still think we can win this game. If it's a scrappy 1-0, we won't care about it, you know, if we're 10 points clear by 10 o'clock this evening. So just move the ball a little bit quicker, be a little bit more creative, and also, I think, a couple of substitutions at the right time. This is a massive 45 minutes for Arsenal. Massive 45 minutes. Cliff said, I'm in Miami at my work desk, match on the mobile, listening to you on the computer. These are the matches that prove we need to spend the dosh in January. Another striker and a couple of midfielders with some graft. 100%. We have to sign players. Whether we win this game or not. I said this before. There's going to be days where maybe Eddie can't get us over the finish line. Or Zinchenko can't get on the ball. Or, you know, Xhaka gets a yellow card and you're a little bit worried about him. You've got to have quality players to bring on the pitch from the bench. So, you know, it costs money to do that. We need Smith Rowe back, we need Jesus back, and then we need to go and sign a couple. Scrappable, but winnable, no doubt. Yeah, listen, if we're looking at it from a more positive point of view, we haven't been overly worried by what Newcastle have done. I'm not hanging on. Although St. Maximum looks like he could be coming on, which I don't want to see that, by the way. He's got no Gucci headband on this time. I don't know what's going on with his hair. But yeah, he's an absolute live wire, by the way. Yeah, I think he's cut the dreads off, man. No more Gucci headbands for St. Maximum. Kieran Tierney for Xhaka and puts Zinchenko in midfield. Any Gunnar is taking a 1-0, 100%. Melbourne said Martinelli struggles when the game is slow. And I know I always refer back to this Pep Guardiola thing, but he said Phil Foden played the game at 100 miles an hour. Everything was quick. And he said, to be an elite footballer, you've got to play at different speeds. You've got to be able to slow the game down. I think at times Martinelli needs an explosive game all the time. When it's a lot slower, that's where you've got to be more intelligent. But let's see. I'm still confident in the team. I think we have still been the better team. I think we're in second gear. We've got to step it up a little bit. You know, we are playing against a better team. We're playing against the best defence in the Premier League. They're not going to just give you a goal. But I think if we can score and they have to attack us a little bit more, then we can maybe pick them off and get a second one. But we need to score that first goal. We have to score first. What we don't want to do is concede. Then they're going to defend and just probably sit on the 1-0. Fredo said, we're playing into Newcastle's hands. We need to turn up. Take this game away from being a scrappy mess and turn it into a football match. That's what you have to do. They want it to be a scrap. It suits them down to the ground if it's like that. Second half about to kick off. Rahan said, I'm surprised more teams haven't stepped to us like this. Yeah. The thing is, you've still got to have a lot of quality with it, Rahan. I think you can come to Arsenal and say, all right, we're going to defend. But it takes a lot of hard work. That shift that Joel Linton's putting in takes some serious stamina to be able to defend that much. Second half's underway, people. Massive 45 minutes. These are the games where even if you've played bad and you grind out a 1-0, you just tick it off. You don't need to watch the highlights. You don't need to talk about it. You just say, tick, win, 10 points clear, job done. It might have to be one of them nights. Newcastle have the ball. Arsenal win it back. Zinchenko finds Xhaka. When we get the ball, we need movement. Movement is vital for us in this half. Reece Nelson's injured. That's why he's not playing. Big second half for the Gunners. Come on. Zinchenko, great ball into Eddie. Granit Xhaka's there. Could have passed to him. Lift your head, Eddie. I could have found him. Looks for Odegaard. And we lose possession. A little through ball there into Xhaka. I just think sometimes with Eddie, when the ball comes to him straight away, his first thought is, I'm going to get a shot off. Timer's going to be a minute off, people. Apologies. I thought I pressed it. He could have just rolled that to Xhaka then. But he clearly wanted to get the shot off on his left foot. And the chance disappeared. Yeah, I think Eddie's just got to play a little through ball to him there. It's what I said with Eddie. When he scored the last 2 games, I said, I hope he relaxes now because he doesn't have to play. That's a great ball by Zinchenko. Good ball by Xhaka. We're cooking. Odegaard finds Saka. Ben White on the overlap. They're getting each other's way. Oh, the cross is blocked. I thought Saka was going to cut inside there. I think Ben White in the end, it looked like Saka was going to roll that to Ben White. Instead, they almost ran into each other. Odegaard, edge of the penalty area. Oh, I'd love to see him shoot there. Odegaard, wow. Pulls him back. He could have got a second yellow card there. Luckily, the ref plays on. And Newcastle on the break. Granit Xhaka pushes him over. Oh, my days. Wow. Honestly, I know everyone was moaning first half. Genuinely, he could have just sent Granit Xhaka off. He could have maybe sent Odegaard off first. Granit, mate, you lucky man, I'm telling you. On the counter-attack, you're behind him. You push him over. If he's not on a yellow card, he gets booked for that. No doubt about it. So we can slag the ref off as much as we want. But I'm telling you now, Granit is seriously lucky not to get sent off there. Seriously lucky. That's a yellow all day long. I'm bringing El Neni or Laconga. Well, no, not Laconga. I'm bringing on El Neni or Vieira. You can't leave him on the pitch if he's going to do things like that. Wow. Can't believe it. Odegaard actually tried to pull someone back first. Ref said play on. Then Xhaka pushes him over. Crazy. Referees let us off there, I'm telling you. Free kick to Newcastle. Trippier, who's got a great delivery to the back post. They got 2-on-1 here. It's up in the air. Lands on top of the goal. Got away with it. Crazy. People saying he dived there, but listen, the ref gave the free kick, so he could have still given him the yellow card. Lucky where the ref haters say thank you. Every time I leave, something keeps pulling me. Oh, ball given away by Arsenal. Newcastle have possession. There's a chance. They need to stop the shot. Oh, my days. How did we get away with that? What on earth were we doing there? Almiron has possession. Ramsdale, what are you doing? Ball down the sides. Ramirez pulls it across, all the way across the area, and it's, oh my days, we clear it. Saka gets the ball. He skins Dan Burn. Look at Dan Burn. He's given up. He's sliding on his knees like Thierry Henry celebrating. Eddie gives it away. People were telling me at halftime, oh, Eddie's playing well. Keeps losing the ball. Ramsdale, what on earth are you doing? What's he doing? How long does he think he's got? That's absolutely terrible from Rambo. Wow. Wilson flicked it away at the near post as well. This game is not for the faint-hearted at all. Listen, anybody can win this. Us or them. That's what's crazy about it. I think we could do with a sub, definitely. Long ball over the top looking for Saka. This game is absolutely on edge right now, people. People saying check Fabrizio's tweet. I know Chelsea looks like they're lurking. Here's Joe Willock on the left-hand side up against Ben White. Whips it in. Good block, Ben White. They win the ball back, though. Yeah, Fabrizio has tweeted saying Chelsea are interested in Mudryk. He's considered the perfect winger for their project. Well, nothing has changed as of now. Chelsea will only proceed if the Arsenal move collapses, but they're lurking in the background. And, you know, they'll just throw the money down as well. That's the problem. You know, that's the problem. Todd Bowley don't care. He'll just pay it. American dollars, euros, pound, however you need it, he'll just drop it on the table. Newcastle have possession. I'm not enjoying this game, I can't lie. We started the half quite well. Now Newcastle's getting the ball way too much. We've got Xhaka and Odegaard on yellow cards, which feels like it's making it difficult. Players don't want to put challenges in. Chelsea are trying to sabotage. They're just probably trying to drive the price up. Ramkumar said he got diagnosed with high blood pressure. This game ain't helping. Yeah. Oh, stay calm, bro. Stay calm. Down to the player, though, who wants Arsenal. Yeah. Yeah. Get El Neni on. I think we need to. I think we need to. Granit Xhaka on a yellow card is a ticking time bomb. You know, I just think just get El Neni on. He'll run. He'll keep the ball. Newcastle, long ball, given away. Here's Martinelli. We got to move Xhaka. We got to move. Here's Odegaard. Between the lines, they're going to be on you. Look, he gives it away. He gets caught by Joe Linton. And I told you this game was going to be difficult. Joe Linton gets a kick on the back of his leg. His defensive work is absolutely incredible for a midfielder. Honestly, I've never seen a midfielder who, bear in mind, this guy's a natural striker. So you don't expect him to have that kind of work rate. And, I mean, he's forced Odegaard into the mistake there. He never, ever stops running. Now he's down on the floor. I don't wish injury on anybody, for sure, but he could do with coming off the pitch. Just a little knock, you know, back for the next game, but get him off for the rest of this game. Because he's just hunting people down right now. It's mad. St. Maximum, warming up. It's going to get more lively when he comes on and starts going mad as well. With the new haircut. It's wild. Chelsea are in the friend zone. Yeah, man. RSPB said, we look so poor tonight. This is the Arsenal of last season. We've just got to find a way. I'm trying to keep positive. We have to find a way. But yeah, St. Maximum. Did I? Not St. Maximum. Joel Linton. What did I say? Defender? Yeah, for a former striker, sorry. His work rate in midfield is just absolutely unbelievable. He never stops running. There's Callum Wilson giving away. Martinelli. Just play on, ref, man. Don't even know the rules. 3,600 of you in the chat. Amazing support. Make sure you like the video. Urge the team on to victory, people. Here's Saka. Does well. Finds Thomas Partey. We need to keep the ball. Zinchenko. Here we go. Oh, Xhaka plays it behind Martinelli there. Them little passes there are key. You can't make mistakes there. You know, because he could have been running at him there. Crowd needs to get into it. Chelsea are the booty call. Ball given away again by Arsenal. Dan Burn clears it. Wilson presses. Saliba just kicks that out for a throw-in. It's a poor pass. 52 minutes gone, and I think the manager's got to have thoughts on his mind here of how can I change this game. You know, you paid 35 million for Fabio Vieira. These might be the days where you need to bring him on. You might have to throw Marquinhos on there as a live wire and try and do something else. We're going to have to do something. Throw into Newcastle on the halfway line. Big up D Gooner, who said, Big C, brother, good to see you. Catching you live today after a long time. Come on, you Gunners, let's go. It's looking like a draw. It'll be 0-0 or 1-0 this game now, I think. Let's hope we nick it 1-0. We just look a bit nervous. Look at Saliba, bro. Get your hands off him. Newcastle have the ball. 2-0 now to Brighton. Ferguson scored. It's not nice to watch. It isn't. But it's a results business right now. And let's hope we can just grind out a win. Lampard getting sacked. Put Zinni in centre mid. Nah, people putting fake scores in. That's a straight block. Can't be doing that. Partey does well there. Finds Zinchenko. Should have gone back to him, surely. Great ball into Xhaka. Half chance for Arsenal. Xhaka finds Odegaard 25 yards out and it ends up on the roof. That's a terrible shot. Odegaard, that's a chance. Great ball, Zinchenko into Xhaka. The only thing I would say with Xhaka there, I think he was trying to get it out wide. Odegaard's got to do better there. It's there for him to just hit the target. And it goes over. Got to do better. He's hitting the pigeons there, man. He's been doing shooting practice with the old Thomas Partey. Got to have a little bit of composure there. Control it. He's 25 yards out on his left foot. Get your head over it. We've got to ask questions of Nick Pope. We have to. It might just take a long-range shot, a deflection, a scrappy goal. We don't care how. Saliba almost gets caught on the ball there. Wins a free kick. I don't know how. Never looked like a free kick. Mikel's going to have to earn his money tonight. 8 million a season as manager. You know, you spent money on people. You're going to have to show that you trust them at certain times as well. And it might take a Fabio Vieira or someone else to get us into it. Put Zinni in midfield for Xhaka and Tierney on at left back. Here's Granit Xhaka. Can he find that switch? Saka's out there. He does well. Here's a chance. Look at Joel Linton. He's marauding back. Saka with Ben White on the overlap. Is that a foul, ref? Linesman doesn't give it. Referee does give it. Get Joel Linton in the book. Oh, it's Joe Willock, sorry. Is it Joe Willock or Joe Linton? I think Joe Willock put the tackle in. He's given a yellow card. Beautiful. Oh, it is Joe Linton. Beautiful. Beautiful. We need Joe Linton in that book so he doesn't want to make challenges. The guy's work rate is on a next level. He's complaining, saying he got the ball. I think Saka kicks the back of Joe Linton's foot, but he doesn't touch the ball. Come on, free kick to Arsenal. Good position this. Joe Linton gets a yellow card, which is great because he's been an absolute monster in that first half. So he'll be on edge now. He's had 6 yellow cards this season as well. So he obviously is somebody that, you know, he plays quite physical. Free kick to Arsenal. Cross in position. Bakayo Saka to take it in swinger. Apparently it's 4-0 to Brighton away at Everton. Just shows how good a result that was, us going to Brighton. Could be Frank Lampard on his way out. Saka, in-swinging free kick. Come on. Can we get on the end of it? Referee, he gives another yellow card. Yellow card for Almiron. He kept telling him to retreat. He wouldn't retreat for the free kick. He's not 10 yards away. And he gets a silly yellow card there. His first yellow of the season. This referee's throwing out yellows to everyone. Free kick. Saka. In swinger. 13 minutes gone in this second half. This is a chance. Corner of the penalty area. Can Saliba or somebody get on the end of this? Saka whips it in. Pope comes out. Chance. Zinchenko volleys it up in the air. It's not a good connection. Comes back out to Odegaard. Puts it in the air. It's a terrible cross and Pope collects it. Just not quite there yet, are they? We just need to create that opportunity. Turn it more into a football game than the scrap that Newcastle are turning it into. It's not easy, but that's what we need to do. We need to be brave on the ball. Xhaka given away. And Xhaka thought he was going to slide in there. He does well to win the ball back, to be fair. Finds Eddie down the sides. Great ball. Better run from Eddie. Look after it. Much better. Yeah, well done, Eddie. That's it. Keep the ball. Better. Thomas Partey. Saka's out there. Oh, he looks for Ben White. Here's Saka. Still can't get one-on-one with Burn. Joe Willock tackles him. Wins the ball back, though. Well done. Ben White, right-hand side. Forced all the way back, though. We need to just move that ball. That final ball is Zinchenko. Step into midfield. Find that pass for us. Zinchenko finds Xhaka. Keep the ball moving quickly. That little bit of magic we need. Here's Zinchenko. Even though he wasn't great on the ball in the first half, I like the fact he's looking for that ball to open them up, you know. Xhaka finds him. Would you take Joel Linton at Arsenal? I mean, he's played really well. He has played really well. He'd be expensive, though. They paid 30 million for him, I think. I think I'd rather sign a specialist midfielder, but He's a much, much improved midfielder. Ball over the top, looking for Saka, goes out for a goal kick. They forced it. Went long. Dan Burn gives him a little elbow. Look at Dan Burn grabbing Gabriel's shirt, man. Could have got a penalty for that. Why are they not doing a VAR check there? He's actually grabbing Gabriel's shirt. This is what I'm saying. Dark arts people, the whole Arsenal team should be running around the referee there and saying, do a VAR check. He's pulling his shirt off his back. He's trying to rip it like I ripped mine last season. That should be a penalty. That's a pen all day long, but they haven't got around him. Saka's down now holding his face. You got to be smart there. Gabriel, he's pulled you down, bro. You should have ran to the ref, 3 or 4 players around him and said, check that with VAR. Now Saka is down on the floor. I think he's got a bust lip here, which is never a good thing. We should be able to continue. No VAR check, but you got to get round the ref there. Too nice. You got to get round him, say, ref, he's pulled his shirt there. That is a penalty. You got to check it. Get 6, 7 players around him. Put some pressure on him. If he checks that, I think we get a penalty for that. So what happened with Dan Burn and Saka? I think he just clipped him in the face. I think he slapped him. If that goes to VAR, that's a penalty. It's an absolute penalty all day long, but they didn't check it. Lampard might as well pack his bags, man. 4-0 at home to Brighton, he's done. P45, he'll be sacked. Kimani said, facts, we need to get in the ref's face. This ref is clearly not the strongest of refs. They got Odegaard booked in the first half by getting 5 or 6 players around the ref. We need to do the same. That should have been a pen, but never checked it. Mentality, yeah. You learn as you get older, them dark arts, man. Dan Burn, you dirty little... Listen, I can't even be mad at Newcastle. If they came here and attacked us and played on the front foot and allowed Saka to go one-on-one with Burn and Martinelli one-on-one with Trippier, I'm pretty sure we'd have scored a couple of goals. They've come here to spoil the game and try and nick a goal on the break or from a set piece, and a draw at the Emirates is a great result for them. A draw for us is not a bad result, but I don't think... I would say it's not a good result. Because I do think Newcastle are there to be beaten if we move the ball a bit quicker and just create that good chance. Long ball out to Martinelli. That's what you got to do, quicker. Up against Trippier. Martinelli whips it to the far corner, saved by Nick Pope. But that's better. Move the ball quicker from right to left. Martinelli cuts inside Trippier. And we get the shot off there. And Ben White up against Joe Linton. Joe Linton is so strong. We actually tackled him there and somehow he still got away with the ball. Good tackle, Martin Odegaard. Excellent tackle. Risky as well with him being on a yellow. Here we go. Zinchenko finds Martinelli. Again, they've got 2 on him. Longstaff and Trippier. Good ball. Zinchenko's having a much better second half, by the way. Draw is okay if Chelsea beat Man City. I got to be honest, I'm not confident that Chelsea are going to beat Man City, but here's Saka. He has got Dan Burn one-on-one this time. Skins him. Chops him out of the way. He's finished. He's in the area. Saka, great tackle. What is wrong with this guy, Joe Linton? He's playing like Maldini. Look at Saka, what he does to Dan Burn, the sloth. Where are you going, fella? Look at Joe Linton. What's wrong with him? Why won't he stop tackling our players? It's ridiculous. He's actually winding me up. He's playing like an absolute machine. Corner to Arsenal. Honestly, Dan Burn owes Joe Linton a lot. I probably would sign him at Arsenal. He's playing unbelievable. Corner to Arsenal. In-swinger. Saka to take it. Can we get a goal? Set piece. Scrappy deflection. I don't care how. Just collect those 3 points. Corner. Saka. In-swinger. Lots of players up there. It's not the best of corners. Gabriel goes up for it and it's cleared. Wasn't a great corner. We could be in trouble. Oh, good header. Joe Linton hunting man down. Again, he won't stop. Here's Xhaka. Keep the ball. Good ball to Zinchenko. Zinni. Eddie, keep the ball. Good. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, Granit. Partey. Zinchenko. Keep moving that ball. Pass the ball. Be patient. 2-0 to United against Bournemouth. Luke Shaw. They were always going to win that at home. Bournemouth are a poor team. Arsenal in possession. Partey gives it away. It's scrappy. Joe Willock on the counter. He's going to try and run him. They're on the break here. Bruno Gomes looks for Callum Wilson. Great tackle, Gabriel, who's having a very good game, by the way. Excellent tackle, Gabriel. Zinchenko, good ball into Odegaard. Needs movement. Needs movement. Good ball. Saka, right-hand side. Up against Dan Burn. You know what's happening here, but you also know who's behind him if he goes past him. And here he is. Joe Linton. He's done him this time. Oh, Saka gives it away. Longstaff comes away with it and he gives it away. It's a scrappy affair here, people. Joel Deeney, you know. Joel Deeney. That is a banger. Welsh Gooner. Come on, we'll just take a scrappy 1-0. Martinelli up against Trippier. He gets done there. Martinelli, you got to do better than that. Zinchenko wins it back. Xhaka. Keep the ball moving, people. This game is honestly, it's hanging. It's on a cliff edge right now, people. Anything could happen. Here's Eddie Nketiah. He's done much better second half. Lift your head. Can he get the pass in? Looks for Martinelli. Nick Pope collects it. Better from Eddie, but not quite. His pass was blocked. That is a lot better. Welsh Gooner said, not mine, I stole it. Fair enough. He's giving the credit elsewhere. I would have quietly claimed it. We are on it. We are. With a better team, it's just creating that chance. We got to create that big opportunity. Dan Burn goes long there. Looking for Almiron. Don't let him turn. Well done. Oh! Are you joking? No! Absolutely disgraceful from this ref. Puta, you're seeing there from Arteta. You cheat! Won the ball there, Zinchenko, and he gives a free kick. Double change for Newcastle. Callum Wilson coming off. Doesn't look too happy about it. He's had a very quiet game, though. I think they're bringing on Chris Wood, who is very tall and direct. So gives them a different option. Callum Wilson comes off. He's walking off very slowly. Not happy. Almiron's off. We've done a good job on Almiron. He's been probably their best player this season, but he's had a quiet game. Chris Wood coming on. They'll go direct to him. Remember him from his days at Burnley. And also Murphy comes on. Too nice, Welsh Gooner. Ref is a Geordie. Well, he hasn't been great, but, you know, he could have sent Granit Xhaka off quite easily, if I'm being honest. But free kick to Newcastle, halfway line. They just pump it in the box. They will. They've got Byrne. They've got Chris Wood. They're just pumping long ball. Offside there. Free kick to Arsenal. This game is in the balance, man. Yeah, no Gucci bandana yet. I thought the boy St. Maximum might have been on. And Nketiah's positional awareness is the problem. You have Gabriel telling him to come short. That is a huge problem. I think naturally he likes to play on the last defender and spin him behind. But because we're not able to get on the ball that much, we need the strikers to come short and go and get it. They're pressing us all over the pitch. They really are. Here's Thomas Partey. On the ball for Arsenal. Not a lot of movement. He's forced to go backwards. Ram Kamal said, I hate Newcastle. This is the Premier League, bro. You know what I mean? I don't hate them. We've got to find a way to beat them. That's part of winning the league, is figuring out how to beat these teams. Arsenal appealing again. Free kick. Eddie is fouled there. Joe Willock. I think he slipped over there. Arsenal asking for a yellow. Oh, no, he didn't slip over. That's definitely a foul. Probably should have been a yellow. Let's get a striker like Mudryk. Cards FC. Partey is shaky. I think he needs more movement in front of him, though. Listen, 21 minutes to go. My timer is a minute off, for anybody wondering. I didn't press it for the first minute. 21 minutes to go. Arsenal have to find a way. We've been the better team. 66% possession. 10 shots, but only 2 on target. Haven't asked enough questions of Nick Pope. And Jay said we've legit got no plan B. That's why I think we need to sign one in this January transfer window. Next games are Tottenham away and Man United at home, which are even more difficult. Maybe not in terms of league position, but just in terms of some of the level of the players that we'll obviously be up against. So I think we need to pick up 3 points here. A 1-0 would be an incredible result, especially when we haven't played great. Here is Gabriel, who I think has had a very good game for Arsenal at the back, up against Callum Wilson. Zinchenko, we need to get him on the ball, try and make things happen. Thomas Partey goes long, looking for Saka. I think he's overhit it there. It's a poor pass. Goes out for a throw-in. And it's a throw into Newcastle down by their own corner flag. Diego, thank you for the super chat. Big up, Big C. This is when we need a guy off the bench, but we have no one. We need a forward. There is no way that Arsenal should come out of the January transfer window and still be in a situation where you can't change your striker or you can't throw another striker up there. You can't rely on simply two strikers. In this day and age, you know, when you play one up front, if one gets injured, you're down to one. You don't even have a substitute. Great tackle by Zinchenko. Nicks the ball off Murphy there. Finds Bukayo Saka. Drives. Cuts inside. Needs support. Doesn't have a lot of support. Finds Martinelli. Xhaka on the overlap. What can he create here? Go past Trippier here. Corner to Arsenal. Come on, let's go. Corner to the Gunners. Come on! I don't care how we win. Just win, people. I'll take a scrappy 1-0. You know, we have to win this game. I'm telling you, we're here to win the title. I'm not accepting 0-0 against Newcastle. 66% possession. More shots, but we have to find a way of scoring. In swinging corner. Martinelli to take it. 19 minutes to go, people. We haven't been great, but the performance isn't as important as the result. The result is what matters. In swinger. Martinelli to take it. It's high to the back post. Headed up in the air. Dan Burn. That is far too easy, and they clear it. We didn't actually even challenge for the header. Xhaka looking for Gabriel down the line. Hey, bit of samba, but he loses the ball. And they clear it. Newcastle are pegged in a little bit now. Would you take Giroud for 6 months? I would, you know. I actually would. It'd be a great plan B off the bench. Ringy, thank you for the super chat. Love how the ref is all laughs and jokes with Newcastle, but tells our players to F off. I've seen this before, and I bet he gives Newcastle a soft pen. Eddie on the ball. Gets tackled there. Tried to dribble past him. I take Alexis for 6 months. Nah, not Alexis. Oh, Ben White gives it away there. He's on the floor. Joe Willock, left-hand side, up against Ben White. Skips him. Ben White does well to recover. Thomas Partey, get rid of it. Goes out for a throw into Newcastle. Oh, see, I told you, people, we have to... Look, Newcastle fans are there with no tops on. You know, the Geordie Army, the Toon Army's a bit mad, innit? It's probably warm for them from Newcastle. It's cold up north, you know. 18 minutes to go, people. Saka's on the floor now. I think Joe Linton's caught him. Hopefully he gets sent off. I've had enough of Joe Linton, honestly. Get him off. Please tell me he elbows him. Oh, I mean, listen. Moves the arm towards him there. I'm shameless with it. I'm willing to send him off for that. I'm willing for that to be a second yellow card. I mean, him and Saka are high-fiving now, so it's not happening, is it? Tomiyasu's coming on. I mean, that's not exactly the substitution I was hoping for us to go forward and win the game. A right-back. But it is what it is. Maybe Ben White's not fully fit. I'm not sure. It is Murphy for Newcastle. 17 minutes to go. Corner to Newcastle. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it, people. Chris Wood's on. Dan Burns on. This is what Newcastle are playing for. Trust me. Look, set pieces. Even the kids are taking their tops off. They're mad up there, people. I'm telling you. Trippier's delivery... You know, Dan Burn and Chris Wood and them. This is what they're playing for. They've turned this into a horrible game of football. And it's just what they want. Ramsdale, you better stop laughing, mate. Why is he laughing? Just come out and catch the ball. Ball whipped in, header up in the air. Gabriel's pushed there, surely. Referee gives a free kick to Arsenal. Seriously, I feel sick watching this. I'm not enjoying it. We're not creating anything. Benny Blanco not moving good. Ben White. Maybe Ben White's not fully fit. People saying he's not moving well. Gabriel went for the ball there. Bruno Gomes give him a little push. It's already been booked, but he's not likely to give him a second yellow for that. Anyway, why is Ramsdale's on the line laughing with people? I'm like, what's he laughing at? Ben White's coming off. He obviously isn't fully fit, is he? Because... he took him off in the last game as well. Silius, you're right. Scary hours, man. Scary hours. Is Ben White injured? Because I can't understand him coming off if he's not injured. He's doing all right at right back. He's not limping. He's walking off pretty decent, but He's obviously trying to get Tomiyasu up to speed, but I would have waited until... If he's injured, fair enough. It's irrelevant what I'm saying. But if he's not injured, then why not just wait until we play Oxford next week to give him 90 minutes? Can Arsenal create something? Surely Fabio Vieira has to come on. He's a £35 million player. We're desperate to create an opportunity. Surely he has to come on. Gabriel, ball over the top, looking for Eddie. Don't foul him. Trippier clears it. Get up, you Spurs cheat. He's trying to get him booked there. You can see exactly what he's doing. Arsenal win the ball back. We just haven't had that clear-cut chance yet, that big opportunity. I'm confident we're going to create it. 15 minutes to go plus time added on. William Saliba on the ball for Arsenal. 15 minutes to go. This is the knockout rounds of a fight, people. Granit Xhaka. Martinelli on the overlap again. He overhits the pass slightly. 2 on him straight away. Zinchenko. Great ball into Xhaka. Into Martinelli. Left-hand side of the area. Can he create? Hits the byline. Whips it in. Oh, Pope collects it. The cross was too close to the goalkeeper. Oh, people. This is roller coaster time. You know, when you're hanging on and you're going upside down and you feel sick. This is what's going on right now. The loops all over the place. Come on. Press Arsenal. Newcastle on the ball. Good. That's our ball. Oh, no, it's not. He's give it to them. Throw into Newcastle down by their own area. We just haven't made Pope enough saves in this game. He should have been diving all over the place today. And we haven't asked enough questions of him. Arsenal win the ball back. Tomiyasu. Let's hope he does better than he did against Brighton the other day where he had an absolute stinker. It's definite. Listen, anybody who hasn't watched this game, there's no rush to watch the highlights, I'm telling you. It's Saka. Tomiyasu on the overlap. He's ran offside though, bro. Saka up against Willock. Does well. Great strength. Keep the ball. Does well. Zinchenko. Finds Martinelli. One-on-one with Trippier. Need more movement. Just haven't quite moved the ball well enough tonight, have we? Here is Martinelli. Finds Partey. Would I take a draw? I wouldn't. I'm going to be honest, Jason. I'm greedy, man. If we're going for the league, I'll beat them. Good flick. Martinelli in the area. Can he pull it? Oh, should have crossed it. Corner to Arsenal. Come on. Come on. I don't care how. Find a way. The best teams, they find a way, people. This is the quote. Just find a way of winning. It hasn't been pretty. We just got to find a way of winning. That's all we got to do. Martinelli in swinging corner. Make it a good one. Whips it to the near post. Pope flicks it away. Comes out to Xhaka. Back post. Clips it back in. Headed away again. Comes out to the edge of the box. Oh, we've forced ourselves back. Saka. It's got players in support. Start again. Xhaka. Is he whipping it in? Plays it down the line to Odegaard. Saka, right-hand side. Great crossing situation. It's not a good cross. And Pope keeps in. It's a corner. Come on. Come on. Referee gives a corner to Arsenal. Just find a way to win. That's all we got to do. It doesn't matter how. Just make it happen. In swinging corner this time. Ball whipped in. Flicked on. Oh, just wide. Oh, my days. Martinelli flicks it on at the near post. Great ball in by Odegaard. Oh, that's a half chance. That's a decent chance. You'd hope he hit the target there. It's a free header at the near post. Damn, that was close. Great ball, Odegaard. Inches wide from Martinelli. Oh, my days. Painful. Painful, people. But better. We got to keep going. We have to keep going. 11 minutes to go. Still only made one substitution. Tomiyasu for Ben White. Surely Fabio Vieira would be useful at this time for his creativity. I think we're getting a late winner here, people. I'm saying it. Arsenal late winner. Gabriel heads it up in the air, but Zinchenko chests it back to Ramsdale. Come on. We stick with them. We're here till the end. We're winning this. We'll find a way. Thomas Partey finds Saliba. 10 minutes to go, plus time added on. We'll carry him over the finish line, man. It's like Cool Runnings, you know, when the bobsleigh all mashes up and Sanka and them, man, you have to carry it over the finish line. Here's Eddie and Nketiah. Get the ball out wide, Eddie. Don't dribble there, bro. There, in those positions there, he's got to be more intelligent. Loses possession. Murphy up against Zinchenko. He's at him. You can tell he fancies it, pulls it back. Trippier whips it in back post, goes over Chris Wood's head. That was a chance there. Saliba, is that a corner? It's a corner to Newcastle, man. And those situations there, people, that's where Eddie has to do better. Halfway line, ball goes up to your striker. You need to take the pressure off your team. You've got to hold the ball up there. He's just turning into defenders. That's the game intelligence he needs. Newcastle fans, no top on. It's all mad. Corner to Newcastle. Nervy out. Scary hours, people. Trippier in swinging corner. 9 minutes to go. Got to clear the ball here. Ramsdale needs to be a little bit more. They've put players on him. Clearly they're targeting him. You can see it. Trippier whips it in near post. Comes back out to him. Trippier's going to whip it in again. Whipped in. Headed up in the air. Zinchenko. Still isn't cleared. Burn wins the header. Saka doesn't clear it. Willock gets it out wide. They scoop it back in. Tomiyasu. Oh, it's all the way across. Oh, goes out for a goal kick. Oh, my days. Wow. Nerve-wracking. I think it was Burn who had... Was it Burn at the back post? I mean, he's offside anyway. If it wouldn't have counted, but... Big up Soccer Play. Oh, no. I don't like that profile picture, though. Away the lad, says McLovin. Hey, you relax. You make sure you beat Chelsea on Thursday. Big up yourself, though. Man said it's Spain without the S. 100%. It is definitely, man. Painful times. This ain't healthy. Ball over the top looking for Saka. It goes out for a goal kick. The final ball. Surely, if I'm Fabio Vieira's agent, right, I'm saying, genuinely, Mikel, what did you sign him for? Why spend £35 million on a player when you're desperate for a goal and you don't bring him on? Does he not trust him? Is he not fully fit? I don't know what it is. Surely Vieira last 10 minutes. Arteta looks a bit fuming as well. Surely we go Fabio Vieira. Last 10 minutes, but I don't think he's going to bring him on. Newcastle have the ball. Joe Willock skips Tomiyasu, does well to recover. And he turns back. He could have kept running there, I reckon. Come on, that's too easy, Odegaard. Gets skipped there by Bruno. Partey's passes have been poor. Arteta needs to score a winner. Okay, so are you thinking about winning or just using any subs? No, I think a creative player would be useful here. Ball crossed in for Newcastle. Overhit. Goes to the back post. Joe Willock looks injured. He's thrown one in. Once a gooner, always a gooner. He's given up. Come on, Odegaard. We win the ball back. Joe Willock's done. He's injured. He can't move. Odegaard, great ball into Xhaka. Oh, what a ball into Gabriel Martinelli. Left-hand side. He's one-on-one with Trippier. Edge of the penalty area. Move it quick. It's got to be quick. Oh, Odegaard, chance for Xhaka. He couldn't reach it. Oh, he stretched for it. He didn't really need to. What's going on here, Zinchenko? Why are you getting done like that? That's never a foul, ref. Arsenal win it back. Here we go. The winner's coming, people. I'm telling you. Tomiyasu finds Saka. Right-hand side. Cuts inside. Saka lays it off. Partey shoots. It's weak. It's blocked. They win it back. Odegaard. Move the ball. Move the ball. Into Eddie. You've got to make it stick, Eddie. You've got to make it stick. You have to make it stick. Gabriel, 25 yards out. Blocked. We're at him. We're at him. Come on. Martinelli, left-hand side. 2 on him. Partey, 25 yards out. Gabriel again. They've got brick walls up right now, people. We can't break them down. Martinelli against Murphy. Hits the byline. Good ball. No one's there. Cleared for a throw. Come on. We are hanging on. We're on edge right now, people. 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes to go. Yeah, do you know why I would go for Fabio? Because he can shoot. He can pick a pass. He's got that bit of creativity. I think you need creativity at a time like this. One ball. That was a great ball from Xhaka. Found Martinelli, but look how quick Newcastle, 6, 7 players in the area. They're crowding us. Xhaka there, I don't understand how he didn't get that. Odegaard, Xhaka, he couldn't, he stretched for it. We got to keep going. I think Granit could have got that. He stretched for it. I think he should have actually just moved his feet. 5 minutes plus time added on to go. Joe Willock's coming off. He's thrown one in. Former Arsenal player, he said, listen, man, I'm not scoring against you lot. Get me off. I'll pretend I've pulled my hamstring. I think Joe Willock's coming off. Surprising they haven't brought St. Maximum on, by the way, with all his pace. Fabio likes to take shots, exactly. I thought Xhaka was flat-footed there. If he'd have been on his toes, he could have moved to the side and got that. Need a couple of quality additions in this window, definitely. Listen, I won't fault the effort of the team. St. Maximum's on for Joe Willock. Not happy with that. He's cut the dreads off as well. And no Gucci headband. Joe Willock getting a round of applause. Gabriel giving him a little hug, but also, you know, get off the pitch quick. No Gucci headbands for him, but he's still 99 pace on FIFA. I want 11 minutes time added on. I reckon we'll be lucky to get 4, really. Zinchenko finds Gabriel. We're back underway, people. We have had a couple of stoppages. Can we find that winner, please? Come on. I don't care who scores it, how it goes in. Just find it. Gabriel for Arsenal. Good ball into Xhaka. Flicks it into Eddie Nketiah. Saved by Pope with his legs. Oh, what a flick. Eddie with the left foot shot. Zinchenko. What a save by Nick Pope. Stuck his leg out. Oh, I thought Eddie had scored. Gabriel looks for Eddie. Great flick. Xhaka looks for Eddie. They're appealing for a penalty. Ref says no handball. There'll be a VAR check. Saliba, do not let that ball bounce. Oh, he gives a free kick to Arsenal, please. We're getting a VAR check. Please be handball. Please be handball. I don't care how. Just slap his hand. What a flick by Eddie. Oh, I think it's hit him in the stomach. Unless it hits his stomach and then it's his arm. Please just hit his arm. They're showing you Eddie's shot. Oh, it's not quite in the corner. It's a good snapshot as well. Free kick to Arsenal about 40 yards out. Hercules, Hercules. That's what we need right now. Sherman Klump, man. We need Professor Klump. Oh, man. Free kick. 3 minutes to go. 40 yards out. We clip it into the area. Eddie with the flick straight at Nick Pope. Oh, this game. Ball over the top. Ramsdale clears it. Wow, they could have been in there. Murphy wins it back for Newcastle. Don't foul him, please. Good tackle. Gabby Martinelli and Xhaka do well there. We win the ball back. 2 minutes to go. Keep on believing, people. We're going to score the winner. We need minimum 5 minutes time added on. We need some time. Gabriel. Great ball into Granit. Fouled on the halfway line. Have we made an attacking change? No. One substitution in the whole game. Tomiyasu for Ben White. I am surprised Fabio Vieira's not on. Thomas Partey on the halfway line. Come on, you Gunners. How long are we going to get? There's only a minute left of normal time now, people. How long are we going to get added on? Is Saliba on the halfway line. Arsenal on the ball. Can we create that big chance? Saka. St. Maximum runs back straight away. They've clearly said anytime he gets the ball, double up on him. Do not leave him one-on-one with Dan Burn. He can't get one-on-one with him. He just can't. Here's Martinelli, left-hand side. Keep moving until that pass finds its way. That bit of creativity. Tomiyasu does well. Finds Saka. Oh, no, he's over it. It goes out for a goal kick. I'm in agony. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. This game is absolute agony, people. Honestly. Absolute agony. Saka does a step over on Dan Burn. Overhits it. Goes out for a goal kick. I tell you what. With this game, the biggest wake-up call from... Listen, let me give some credit to the team, right? They've given everything. I still believe we can get a winner. I'm sticking by them. They've given everything, right? But 5 minutes added on as well, which isn't bad. Arteta's going mad. He wants 7, 8, 9 minutes. He wants the World Cup back. But they have to go into the transfer market. They have to. We don't have the options off the bench. He clearly doesn't fully trust Fabio Vieira. Ball over the top for Chris Wood. He's in, but I'm almost certain he's offside, surely. Surely he's offside. Tomiyasu wins it. Don't put your flag up now. Right, we're on the attack. 5 minutes added on. Brilliant defending, Tomiyasu. Come on. Late winner, people. Late winner. Here's Zinchenko. He's looking for movement. Tomiyasu, left-hand side, which is not where you want him. On his left foot. Come on. Find a way. 5 minutes added on, people. Gabriel clips it out to Saka. As soon as Saka gets this ball, maximum's there. 2 players on him. They will not leave him with Dan Burn one-on-one. Odegaard. No! He plays it out for a goal kick. Not been his night. Not been his night at all. Every pass, every shot, it's gone. It's been over here. It just hasn't happened. Arsenal have to go into the market. They absolutely have to go into the market. And for me, I think we need a striker more than we need a winger. I'm going to be totally honest. You can go and spend 60, 70 million on Mudryk, and he could be a top player for us. I'm not writing him off at all. But I think we need a striker more than a winger. I think, because tonight is a prime example where, listen, Eddie hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been particularly good either. You know, with 20, 30 minutes to go, you'd have taken him off and given him a rest and given him something different. Even Newcastle are taking off Wilson and bringing on Wood, someone kind of different. They can go long. We don't have that option. Their fans are going mad. Ivan Toney's going to get banned, Kyle. They won't sign him. Sign Bobby Firmino. I'd take Firmino, but Klopp would never sell him to us. I know he's got 6 months left. Here's Dan Burn. He's just trying to win a corner, and he does win a corner. Even that big, dopey sloth is winning corners now. I'm not enjoying this. 3 minutes left. Joe Linton, mate, honestly, I've never seen a striker run as much as him. I know he's playing in midfield, but damn, the guy never stops running. Corner to Newcastle. Trippier to take it. Captain Sal said you can have Firmino. My pleasure. We have to go into the market. We have to. We need to deal with this corner first. Before anything else, deal with this corner. And then there's a couple minutes left. Trippier whips it in. It's high. Joe Linton goes up. I think he's man of the match. I can't even lie. He's been unbelievable. Saliba does well. A goal kick. Come on, play quickly. 2 minutes left. Yeah, a couple of questions. Number one, why no attacking substitution? Don't get that. I think you've got to give credit to Newcastle. I think they've made it very difficult for us, and I don't think we've been able to find the answer. They've put players behind the ball. They've cut off the space. Here's Xhaka. Come on, 2 minutes to go. Xhaka, Odegaard. Oh, what a challenge by Fabian Shaw. In fact, it was Botman. Partey, pass is deflected. Pope keeps it in. It's just not happening for us. We could be there till Monday. We wouldn't score. Joe Linton again with a block. Man of the match by miles. I've never seen a I've never seen that. He's moving like N'Golo Kante. He's just covering every blade of grass. Difficult. We got to go into the market. We have to. Minute to go. Saka has the ball. He's fat. No, he tackled Dan Burn. Runs off with the ball. SC Gooner, thank you for the super chat, bro. Really appreciate your support. I agree. We need a striker, especially with ESR coming back. ESR's in training. So the need for a striker is bigger than the need for a winger. Last chance of the game, people. 45 seconds to go. Zinchenko. Gabriel on the ball. Can we do it? Can we create that one chance? Gabriel, don't force it. Great ball. Xhaka. Zinchenko. Last chance of the game. Don't lose it. Here's Martinelli. Last chance. Back heel to Xhaka. Xhaka goes past Trippier. One more, referee! Give a penalty, you cheat! You better check VAR now! VAR check! 10 seconds to go! They've all surrounded him. If we get a penalty for this, I'm running to the Emirates. Xhaka crosses it. Please. Please be handball. Murphy comes across. Stick your arm out. That's a penalty. That's got to be a pen, ref. His arm's up. That's a pen. Give the penalty, you fraud. That is a pen. I'm sorry. What? He's given a throw-in. You're a disgrace. He's a cheat. He's Alan Shearer's nephew. I'm convinced of it. He's a cheat. Smack him, Mikel. He's a cheat. They're cheating. I'm done. They are cheats. Eddie Howe, you're a fraud anyway. You relegated Bournemouth. How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? How is that not a pen? Honestly, those kind of decisions can change the season. Honestly, I don't like to blame referees. I really don't. But that is shambolic. That's handball. I'm sorry, that's handball. Oh, look at this ref. He can't wait to book people now. He's an absolute disgrace. That is a penalty all day long. He stuck his arm out. It's in an unnatural position and he don't give it. Last chance, Thomas Partey doing his Rory Delap throw. Gets it into the area. It's up in the air. It's got to be a corner at least. Corner. Last chance of the game. We should have had a penalty. Look at Mikel. He's fuming. Pooters all over the place. He's going crazy. We've been cheated. I'm sorry. I don't like blaming refs. But that is a penalty, people. That is a pen. I'm telling you, he's Alan Shearer's nephew. If we score from this corner, the laptop goes out the window. Corner whipped in. Back post. It's headed away. Here comes Saka on the volley. He's put it over. Full time. Honestly, I'm saying this now. That is one of the worst watch-alongs I think I've ever done. Ever. And I've done bad ones. You know what I mean? I've done really bad ones. That is just frustrating beyond belief. Frustrating beyond belief. Did they even do a VAR check? Honestly, I don't like blaming refs. But it feels like we've lost. It feels like we've lost. It really does. Mikel, ask the question, man. Feels like a defeat. Cole Camp said a draw is a good result. Nah, I'm not happy with a draw. Don't get me wrong, it's not Arsenal therapy tomorrow. It's not. The players gave everything. They were the better team, but that feels horrible. Should have had a penalty last minute. Flat performance. Mark saying never a pen. McLovin loves it. Still 8 points clear of Man City. It's a point, innit? It's a point. When your next two games are Tottenham and Man U, you kind of feel like you needed to win that one. Arteta's frustrated. Just looking at the stats. 67% possession. 4 shots on target. 8 off. We were the better team, but we didn't create enough chances. Oil money tipped the referee. I mean, listen. I don't think we did enough to win the game. I got to be honest. I don't think we did enough to win the game. We didn't create enough clear-cut opportunities. And we allowed Newcastle to turn it into a scrappy mess. I think the biggest wake-up call for Arsenal has to be that we need to go into the market. We have to sign a striker and another midfielder because... Do you know what? I need to watch it again. Was it a pen? I don't know. His arm... I don't know. I'll watch the replay again and I'll give you my definitive answer tomorrow. But I'm a bit frustrated with the performance of Arsenal. I think a lot of teams will come to the Emirates and put people behind the ball. You've got to find a way to open them up. You cannot tell me, right, that a club that's trying to win a league can't be relying on one striker. Even if that striker was Kylian Mbappe, you can't have one striker fit and available because what if he's tired? What if he's injured? What if he's having a bad day at the office and you need to take him off? You've put Eddie in a situation where you can't even take him off if he's not playing well because who are you bringing on for him? He clearly doesn't want to play Martinelli through the middle. He doesn't want to do it. Arsenal need a striker more than they need a winger. Going and spending 60, 70 million on Mudryk, That's fine because he's a player you've targeted for a long time. You need a striker. You need a striker. We got Man United and Tottenham next 2 games, and we're not going to have Jesus. And Eddie by himself, he's not enough. He's not going to win us a league. He wasn't terrible tonight. Some of his hold-up play wasn't great. Martinelli got pocketed tonight. Martinelli got dealt with, I'll be honest. They got Longstaff back, and he helped Trippier, and he hardly got past him. But I know a lot of people are very frustrated, but I think Newcastle, you have to also give them some credit. They've come here, they've just drawn to Leeds, they were frustrated, and they've come and stopped us from scoring. I think that's the first... Is that the first team this season that we haven't scored against? I think we've scored in every game this season. And they've got the best defence in the league. Eddie Howe will be delighted with that. So, this it's kind of left more questions than answers, that game. Number one, why is Fabio Vieira not coming off the bench in a game where you're trying to create a goal? And he cost £35 million. When that 35 million should have been spent elsewhere, if not. I mean, Arteta was going absolutely crazy for the handball. Did they even go to VAR? I need to see it again. I really need to see it. Usman, thank you for the super chat. Do you think this proves Arteta doesn't trust Vieira? I don't think he fully trusts him. Was it his signing? Was that an Edu signing? You know, George Mendes is his agent. Did Edu say, listen, we can get this guy, creative player, number 10, 35 million, big... I don't know, because I don't see why he didn't come on. Was he not fully fit? I'm not sure. SC Guna, the handball will be another apology they got wrong. Listen, SC, we ain't got time for that, have we? Apology means nothing. Listen, let's try, because I'm very frustrated. I really am. I feel like we've just dropped 2 points. Some of you will say good draw against Newcastle without playing well. I think we dropped 2 points. I don't think we played particularly well. Should we have had a penalty? I do want to watch the replay again. But the positive thing is, we hope that Manchester City don't better our result. They've got Chelsea away on Thursday. Let's hope Aubameyang and Sterling and them man can put in a decent performance. 4,100 in the chat. Amazing support. Really appreciate it. I don't know how many likes we got. I haven't checked it. Somebody said we had 1,000 at half time, so surely we can get 3,000 likes. But very frustrating. I got to be honest, I'm not even sure who I would give man of the match to for Arsenal. I thought Gabriel had a really good game. I thought Xhaka played a lot better second half, by the way. His passing was very good. I thought Odegaard struggled. Thought Martinelli struggled. I think Gabriel was man of the match today. I got to be honest. He kept Wilson quiet for the whole game. Got him dragged. Chris Wood came on, did nothing. Partey was good. Thought his passing a couple of times, a bit loose, but he was good. I would say Xhaka and probably Gabriel for me were the two. Thought Xhaka played really well second half. Not as good first half. Could have been sent off. Zinchenko better second half as well. So frustrated. So frustrated with that. I do want to watch the replay again because, you know, I'm saying 100% penalty, but maybe when I see the replay it wasn't. But I thought it was a penalty. His arm was out. But we'll look at it again and give a fair reflection. Probably Saka had burn on strings all game. I don't think Saka was man of the match. I think Joel Linton got back and stopped him. He did have burn on strings, no doubt. He made him look like Mr. Burn out of The Simpsons. If you know, you know, people. But Joel Linton was the best player on the pitch. Honestly, he covered every blade of grass on that pitch. And honestly, as a striker, I thought he was absolutely terrible. As a midfielder, he's a tank. I don't know if he plays like that most weeks, but that was... And last season when we played them, he bullied us as well. Big up Fran in the chat. He said, Newcastle made it very hard for us. Props to them. Listen, Eddie Howe, they'll be high-fiving in the dressing room, Newcastle. They'll be high-fiving. They've just drawn with Leeds at home, who are a pretty poor team, Leeds. They've come to Arsenal. They would have been thinking, is this season going to start to unravel itself against an informed Arsenal? Let's be honest. They've shut Martinelli down tonight. He did very little in that game. And Saka was dangerous, but there wasn't a lot of end product. Joel Linton pretty much doubled up on him the whole game and stopped him. Eddie had a good shot at the end. Apart from that, didn't do much. Odegaard got shut down by the midfield. We didn't create a lot. And I think you do have to give some credit to them. I saw somebody then just say Newcastle are anti-football, but when your team isn't as good as the other team, it's very risky to go there and attack and expose yourself defensively. So maybe they had to play like that. And look at the way Newcastle fans were celebrating. They're happy with it. Alfred said, we can't say they got pocketed when they are getting double teamed. Situation like this is when you need a Tielemans, a midfielder that will score from outside the box, can't walk in the goal all game. The thing is now, and big up Alfred, appreciate the support as always. We're getting to a point now where Martinelli and Saka they're our best attacking players. Doesn't matter if they're 21 or whatever. If you're playing against Arsenal, you're going to say, you got to stop Martinelli, you got to stop Saka. They've got that kind of respect now that they're not going to allow you to go one-on-one with the fullback. Because you've seen Trent get ripped apart. You've seen Cancelo get ripped apart. So it sounds unfair because I'm saying he's been pocketed, but he's playing against two players. But that's going to become the reality for Gabriel Martinelli. It's been the reality for Saka for probably a year. Every team puts two players on him. So it does sound harsh because he could say, well, I've got two players on me, so it's not fair. But at the same time, he's going to get that most weeks because everybody views him as the main player. Big up Santon with the super chat. Appreciate the super chat as well. Fitz, hope you're well. He said, three main points for me. Odegaard doesn't turn up against a big team again. Our bench is rancid. And why didn't the handball go to VAR? I mean, I have the commentary turned down low. So did that go to VAR or did the referee just simply say no? Because he was tapping his ear as if he was saying, I'm listening to what they're telling me, whether it's a penalty or not. So I thought it did go to VAR, but I don't want to hammer Martin Odegaard because he's had such a good season that one performance doesn't, say if you're a good or a bad player. It was just a game tonight where I was sort of intrigued to see how he did against a very physical, very good midfield that will get in your face. And let's be honest, that was a poor game from Odegaard tonight. If we can give him his flowers, we also have to be honest when he didn't perform. He struggled in there tonight. His passing was off and they got tight to him. He didn't get time on the ball. Why Always Me said they've only lost one game, Big C, and that was against Liverpool. Yeah, it's true. J Mystery. Yo, see why you never read my comments? Hey, I'm there, bro. I'm there. There's over 4,000 people in the chat, man. I can't read them all. Mohammed, thank you for the super chat. What are your thoughts on the ref? I thought the ref was very poor, but if I really look at it, he was a bit worse for us than them, but at the same time, he could have quite easily, and I mean easily, sent Granit Xhaka off. Like, easily sent him off. He pulls the player back on the counter-attack on a yellow card. It's a second yellow. And there was about 30 minutes to go. He should have sent him off. He also should have given a penalty for Gabriel. As somebody just said, the pull by Dan Burn. I don't think our players got around the referee enough. So he was a terrible ref. He was a terrible ref. But I don't really want to blame him. Even the penalty at the end, I think VAR were telling him in his ear it wasn't a penalty. So he was poor, but he didn't cost us the game. I don't think we've drawn that game tonight because of the referee. I think we've drawn that game because, number one, Newcastle turned it into a scrappy, physical game, and we didn't have an answer to their question. There was no great pass. There was no great move. There was no great shot. We don't shoot enough. I've said this for about 15 years. Arsenal don't shoot from outside the penalty area. Odegaard can shoot. Xhaka can shoot. Partey's shooting's been better this year. Saka can. Martinelli can. They don't shoot. You never see Arsenal get the ball 25 yards out and just shift it and hit it. They always want to find the perfect goal. Smokey said, City are better than Newcastle. Can this team beat City? In a crazy way, Arsenal will find it easier going forward against Man City than Newcastle. Because City will attack us and they'll leave space for us to hit them on the break. You wouldn't see Jack Grealish or Foden doubling up on Saka and Martinelli like that. The problem is, obviously, Man City, when they attack, they're 10 times better than Newcastle, so they can score against you much easier. And big up Fran in the chat. He said, the ref had an Arsenal shirt on first half, so don't want to hear the nonsense about the ref. Franit's back, people. Franit's back. Listen, as I said, he should have sent Granit Xhaka off. So I don't think he was a good ref overall, but he's not the reason that we drew the game. No chance. Elephant in Oregon, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, Mourinho would have been proud of that Newcastle performance. Every one of them could get a job as a school bus driver. Sunday league side. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, because a lot of Arsenal fans will say this, oh, Newcastle are terrible, anti-football, didn't want to attack. We have to understand, in football, we're all attack merchants. We love teams that score goals. We love teams that attack. We love teams that play pretty football and open you up. There is an art to good defending. They've conceded 11 goals in 18 games. That is absolutely amazing at any level. So we have to applaud them. We have to applaud them. We don't like the way they played today. But guess what? If they'd have come here today and attacked us, pushed their wingers up high and left Dan Burn one-on-one with Saka, we'd have probably beat them 2 or 3-0. So what's Eddie Howe meant to do? So I'm as frustrated as every Arsenal fan because they've come to the Emirates and stunk out the place. But that's a massive point for them. It's a massive point. Southern Guna said, no further discussion needed. A striker of quality and a midfielder must be brought in if we are to get over the line. We desperately need options. Listen, if we are going to take one major positive out of this game tonight, well, I'll give you a couple. Number one, we haven't lost. And we could have lost. We could have gone down to 10 men with 30 minutes to go and got beat, right? But number two, if you're Mikel Arteta, I'm calling Edu in the morning. I'm saying, Edu, I cannot do my job to the best of my ability if that is my squad for the rest of the season. I can't. I can't win you a title if that is my bench because I need to bring better players on. Man City the other night made a triple change. Gundogan, Foden, and Julian Alvarez, who's just won the World Cup. Now, I know we don't have Man City's money, but we've got to be able to make a triple change and bring 3 quality players on. I know Jesus and Smith Rowe are out, but you've got to sign at least 2 players in this window. Otherwise, City will overtake us. They'll put their foot on the gas and they'll run away from us. It's not the end of the world, but it's a wake-up call. Cormac, Curtis Howe's tricks. Does this game expose the Arsenal squad and is a game plan too one-dimensional? Is a big target man needed for a plan B? Was Eddie poor? Big up for the super chat. It does expose the squad in that he can't turn to the bench. He clearly doesn't trust them. We are a bit one-dimensional. If our way doesn't work, we don't have a plan B. A big target man would be good. I'd take Mitrovic. I'd take Ivan Toney, someone like that. But they would cost money. Toney could get banned. Fulham wouldn't want to sell Mitrovic. And Eddie wasn't poor. I thought he was average. On player ratings tomorrow, I'd probably give Eddie 6 out of 10. Ran his socks off. Got a good shot off at the end. But the spark wasn't there. I don't think Shaw and Botman had a really difficult night at the office. I thought he did okay. But okay won't win you a title. So, no criticism of him. But it just wasn't enough. We needed a plan B. We needed to make a change. Alfred, thank you for the super chat. He said, the last 3 players I can remember shooting for Arsenal in the last 15 years, Podolski, Sanchez and Rosicky. Yeah, we don't shoot. We don't shoot. I don't know why. Podolski had an absolute hammer, by the way. Van Persie used to shoot a bit, but we do not shoot from distance. I don't know why. We always want to score this perfect goal, 1-2s, edge of the penalty area. It looks pretty when it comes off, but when it doesn't, you think just have a pop. I don't think Nick Pope's had a tough enough game there tonight against the team at the top of the league. He should have had to make 8 or 9 saves to keep them in that game. Loz said he needs to call Edu tonight. Don't wait till the morning. You're probably right, Loz. He's probably at the stadium anyway. They need to have a meeting after the game and say, bro, we got Oxford next week, right? That's it now. No game for Arsenal for nearly 2 weeks in the Premier League. We play Oxford United next Monday, League One team. Give a rest to your Martinellis, your Sakas, your Thomas Partey's. Let the squad play that game. We play Tottenham in the North London derby in 2 weeks. Positive of tonight is that Saka and Saliba didn't get booked. They're not suspended for that game. We need to be going into that Tottenham game with at least 1 new signing. And also, Smith Rowe in 2 weeks, possibly. Will he be fit enough to go on the bench? Maybe. So, it's not the end of the world. I'm frustrated. I wanted the penalty. I wanted the 3 points. And I think that we could have won that game on another day, but we need to now look at it and say, right, 2 weeks until your next Prem game, you need to have Mudryk on the bench against Tottenham, or maybe even starting. Go and get somebody in. Hopefully Smith Rowe's back, because that bench is not enough. We've got plan A, we don't have plan B. And when plan A doesn't work, we can't turn for something else. If Haaland's not having a good game for Man City, which he basically never has a bad game, they can bring on Alvarez, who's a World Cup winner. They can bring on Phil Foden. So it's a frustrating night at the office. It really is. But not the end of the world. But I am a bit frustrated now. Alfred said, tell Edu signings need to be in by Friday. Yeah? No need to mess about. You know what we need now. Zinchenko is overrated. He's not elite at anything. I think with Zinny, he kind of relies on what is happening around him, because I thought first half Zinchenko was poor. I actually thought he played quite well second half. And I thought you got to remember, he's just come from a Manchester City team that is absolutely movement galore. So it's easier for him to look good in that team. Not necessarily as easy for him to do well in the Arsenal team. But listen, he's not an elite defender, but he is good on the ball and he does the job that they want. Babatunde, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, big up Big C, tough day at the office. 1 point is better than losing, which we could have last season. It's really bad when we can't change our strategy. We brought on a defender when we needed a goal. Do you know what it is? We, as fans, we do get a bit greedy, of course. We do have a great record against Newcastle at home. Just seeing the handball again here. I need to see this. I really do. I mean, he was close to him. It hits the left hand. It was the right arm that was stretched out more. I mean, I'm sorry, people. Honestly, I think that's a penalty. And I think that's a pen. He's come across, right? He's turned his body. The arms are out. It's a pen. I'm sorry. No, that's a pen. I'm done. That is a penalty. Now, what's the ref saying? The ref's saying, hold on. I'm trying to see if the refs... Arteta's going mad. I'm telling you now, I think that's a pen. Fran, but you know what? It's not even about what more does he want to do with his arm, because sometimes you do that, don't you? You come across, you turn your body as you're trying to block it. I listen, you see defenders do it all the time now. They come across to block the ball, they put the arms behind the back. I think in the modern game, whether I agree with it or not, I've seen them given. Let me just say that. I have seen them given. I'm sticking by it. Does it hit his elbow? I don't care. It's a pen. I want a penalty for it. I'm emotional right now. I'm fuming. Give me the penalty, you cheating ref. Fran, you get a timeout. You carry on like that. You better say it's a pen now. But nah, listen. I've seen them given. I've definitely seen them given. Comes across. You can tell Frank come from the lower leagues, innit? He'd be swearing at the ref for that. Get up, never a pen. You can't... Listen, I'll say this, right? If it's given against you, you'll be fuming. But I've seen them given. I've seen plenty of them given. Defender comes across, arms are out at the side, hits his body. That's why you see enough defenders come over, stick their arms behind their back. I'm telling you, I want a pen for that. If it goes against Arsenal... No penalty, but I want a penalty for that. I don't care. Tomorrow, we're having a go at that ref. Nah, I can't even blame the ref because he was tapping his ear, so VAR clearly said it was no pen. Carlo said, you know what, Big C, it's a hard one to take. Newcastle have been on one, and I've been saying from the start they will be hard to get past 100%. I think the one you can complain about more is probably the Gabriel when he was pulled down, to be honest. I think that one is more of a stonewall pen than the handball. I'm going to be totally honest. I think the one where he got pulled down is a blatant pen. And I don't understand why they didn't go to VAR on that one. So they just showed the pull there. I think that one's more of a penalty than the handball, if I'm being honest. Fran said time out. Fran, the pull on Gabriel, pen all day long. 100%. Just seeing it there. That one's more of a pen than the handball. But hey, it is what it is, people. Exactly the same as the Argentina handball versus France. They're showing it now. I mean, his shirt's over his shoulder. How? The thing I don't understand here, Gabriel should have grabbed Granit Xhaka and ran straight over to the ref. I mean, the ball was still in play. That is a penalty. There you go. Hey, here he is. There we go. We'll take that one. As long as we get one pen, Fran. That is stone wall, by the way. That one. That is stone wall. That's more of a pen than the handball. 100%. Therapy tomorrow. No, we're not going to do therapy. We're not. We're not going to do therapy. You know, they've only lost one game all season. We need Chelsea to get a result against Man City in the week, man. We're going to... Crochet, man. We're going to be... Every Arsenal fan, forgive yourself for Thursday night that you're going to have to support Chelsea for 90 minutes. I'm disgusted with myself. As soon as that game finishes, you know, obviously that goes out the window. But unfortunately, we will be Aubameyang FC on Thursday night. We'll probably do a watch-along for that as well. Chelsea against Manchester City. It's a disgrace, but it's necessary for Arsenal. Even Newcastle in the chat is saying, yeah, it was a penalty. That's a stonewall penalty. I don't think the players did enough. They should have got round the ref and made some noise, man. But anyway, people, we're going to round up. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. We are still top, but it is frustrating. There is an element of frustration. And like I said, the pull on Gabriel is the stonewall penalty. The handball from Murphy is 50-50, but I've seen them given in other Premier League games and World Cup games. I'm going to give Newcastle some credit. Best defence in the league, and we saw why. Joel Linton, man of the match. I mean, honestly, Joel Linton, I don't watch Newcastle on a regular basis. If he plays like that on a regular basis, he is an elite centre midfielder. He hunted down everything that went near him. He was an absolute monster today. And we couldn't get away from him. He got Dan Burn off the hook about 15 times. But we are 8 points clear of Man City. But we need Chelsea to get a result on Thursday. And we're going to be shameless Chelsea fans on Thursday for 90 minutes only. As soon as that game's finished, we'll go back to treating them as we do before. But yeah, that referee was poor. But listen, the game is over, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock. We'll review the game. Press conference reaction will be interesting. I'm sure Arteta will be fuming with the referee. As I said, the ref was poor, but I don't think we did enough to beat them. Not the worst result. I am disappointed. I feel like we could have won the game. But the biggest thing we have to take from tonight is that Arsenal have to go into the transfer market. It's not enough playing with one striker. You've got to go and sign another striker. You've got to go and get another midfielder and maybe a winger as well. Edu, do your job and spend some money. Big up everyone who tuned in today. Hit the like button on the way out and subscribe. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bless.